We are a couple of minutes early here, but welcome to the third and final live stream of the Redmont Rangers Road to Glory Career Mode Season 1 here on YouTube. We are going to jump straight into a game. Salford is the matchup, and we are traveling, I believe, to Salford City. We are going to wait a couple of minutes and jump straight into a game, wait for a few people to get on the stream, and then we'll go through in a bit more detail what we are doing here today. But let me get set up with the chat. We've got a fully fit 11 heading into this one. And we have one goal in today's live stream, which is to get promoted. Currently in League 2. And our single goal today is to get promoted into League 1. At the first time of asking in this Road to Glory series. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. I'm good, man. How are you? So we do have a fully fit 11 heading into this one, including have been serving us well this season. So we are sticking with those two in the centre of midfield. Ethan Saint, to be fair, has served us well this season as well. How's it going, Warren? How's your week been? So we are jumping straight into a game. 3 points on the board, ideally. We are currently in third in League 2. But we do have a couple of games in hand. I believe 2 games in hand on the second place side and just 1 game in hand on the team who are currently top. I'm glad you're enjoying the sliders. Do you use the standard set? Are you on a full manual or do you like to use the assists? We'll take a look at the Salford City sides. I'm not massively familiar with lower league football though, so I'm not 100% sure that I will know any of the players in the Salford team. Audio is cut out. In terms of my mic audio, the game audio, or both. Hey guys, how's it going? Currently having a few audio issues, which we'll try and get resolved as soon as possible. Is it just the game audio? Is it the mic audio? Is it both? Looks like audio is okay for some and not so much for others. Welcome everyone to the stream. Okay, maybe it's just you then. Seems like audio is good for most people. I don't see any reasons why the audio might be bugging out. So have a check on your end. And keep me posted. But for those of you just joining the stream, this is the final live stream of Season 1. We will be playing through March, April and May. Probably get to about 6 games. We will get to... It's a very, very busy month of March. So we will get to 3 games here in March. We will get to probably 2 games in April, and then we only have 3 games left to play in May. So we'll see what the situation is in terms of the table, how our promotion push is looking. Can we find Yusuf Chamiti early? That might drop, actually. Almost does. And we might actually have a free kick here, and we do, on the edge of the box, which Kai Fry is currently lining up to take. Sean Rose, however, is our designated free kick taker, and he will be taking it here rather than Kai Fry. We're just going to try and curl it into that top corner at the near post. He may not have got enough on this. We don't. And it's not going to go for a corner either. Garbutt is going to hook clear. Well won, though, by Brandon Stokes. So yeah, we have one goal here today, which is to get promoted from League 2 to League 1. We are no longer in any cup competitions, so we only have League 2 to focus on. And we do have a corner here, which Kai Fry will take. Looking for Dave Williamson. It falls for Brandon Stokes, who shoots with the left. Locked in out for another corner. Which again, I believe Kai Fry is going to take. An in-swinger this time. Again, it's a decent one towards Dave Williamson, who finds the corner. Found the gap between the goalkeeper and the defender on that far post. And just squeezed it between the two of them. Very, very good start to the stream. And Dave Williamson is he's just too strong. Just completely boxed out the defender. Got his head to the ball, guided it towards that far corner. And immediately we have a lead away here at Salford. And Dave Williamson had made a really good run in behind there. What is that? It's a hypermotion overlay. Currently hovering over the penalty spot, which is less than ideal. It'd be interesting to see. I don't imagine it would, but it'd be interesting to see if the ball would interact with that, if it would bounce off it at some point if we put a cross in. I don't imagine that would be the case, but it would be pretty funny. I currently use the EA game cam, but I do have some custom settings as well, which I am happy to show you. Maybe I'll jump in and show you at half time. I do put the camera settings in the description of each of my Crystal Palace videos as well, because I do get a lot of questions in the comments about the camera settings. That's probably the most common question that I get in the comments. What are the camera settings? So it's EA game cam, and we'll go through the custom settings at half time. Burns. Got to try and remember all of these Redmont Rangers players' names. I must call him Bird. But it is Jamie Burns at left back. There's Yusuf Chamiti. Dave Williamson in the box. It's not the best cross from Chamiti. And it does go harmlessly wide. We are still unsure if they've fixed that bug or not. I guess we will find out today. I'm really hoping creative players don't disappear after one season, because I have said this before, but for those that aren't aware, the bulk of the Redmont Rangers team is created. I absolutely hated the way that the fictional, the generated players look this year. I know it's been a common complaint, obviously. Nobody likes the way that they look. So I did create the bulk of the squad. So if the bug hasn't been fixed, where created players disappear, we don't have a squad for Season 2, basically. Callum Broad almost knocks himself out on the post, as Salford blanked on the name for a second. Salford look to get themselves back into this game. But we would just play out from the back. We do have an early lead, so we can afford to use possession a little more conservatively. Sean Rose finds Kabore. Kai Fry with the run in behind. And it's a good ball into the path of Kai Fry, who is just going to try and loft it into the box. But it's good defending eventually from Garbett. Is this the ex-Newcastle United left back, Garbett? I swear they had a Michael Garbett? Or am I just completely making that up? I know there is a Matthew Garbett. He was a free agent that we signed in the first Redmont Rangers series on FC24. And he actually became quite a significant player for us, especially when we were in the lower leagues. He was pretty crucial to our rise up towards the championship. And that's good defending from Nnamdi El Fakiri. Hustling to get back and make the interception. Kabore, it's a good run from Hobbs outside him, but pass would have been far too risky. Instead, we'll just keep possession through Burns. And El Fakiri once more. Probably one of our bigger disappointments so far in the series, Nnamdi El Fakiri. Hasn't made anywhere near as much impact on the team as I would have liked. Kai Fry finds Dave Williamson, who will just loft it up towards Yusuf Chamiti at the back post. And again, it's blocked it out for a corner. Good start to the game. Kai Fry to deliver once more. Again in search of Williamson, and I think he's won that, and he has. Unfortunately, it spoons over the bar this time. Let me know in the chat what you think of this idea. This is something I've been considering for Season 2. We are still very early into the live streams, and I'm still trying to find ways to kind of make them a bit more fun, a bit more interactive, a bit more engaging. I want you guys to be involved as much as possible. Obviously, I'm hoping you enjoy just sitting and watching the games as they play out. But I'm thinking you'll probably enjoy it even more if you can have a bit more... If you can take a bit more ownership over Redmont Rangers, and you can have a bit more say in how these live streams go. So I'm thinking for Season 2, a supporters group puts in a bid for Redmont Rangers, and as Dave Williamson tries to get his head on that, and kind of takes over the club. Currently Redmont Rangers owned by a single relatively wealthy local entrepreneur, but he would be willing to sell up, and a supporters group led by a number of Redmont Rangers fans have managed to cobble enough money together to put in a bid. The supporters group would take over full ownership of the squad and would have a lot more say in the future of Redmont Rangers. That supporters group would, of course, involve everybody in the chat who attends these streams on a weekly basis. And you would have control over things like transfers, contract negotiations, contract extensions for current Redmont Rangers players, and any other things that you think might be fun and engaging for you to get involved with. And I would absolutely take ideas in terms of what that might involve. So let me know in the chat what you think about that idea. The chat supporters group taking over Redmont Rangers for Season 2. Luke Garbett played for Everton and Fulham. I don't think he's a player I'm familiar with. Was there ever a Garbett who played for Newcastle, or am I just completely making that up? I don't know if I tell you what, I don't know if I'm thinking of Matt Targett. I have no idea why I would make that particular mistake. Maybe simply because Targett sounds a bit like Garbett, I guess. But I think I'm thinking of Matt Targett. I think I'm combining Matt Targett with Matthew Garbett. Salford's starting to build a little pressure here. But we do manage to defend well and work the ball clear through Kai Fry, and now Jordan Hobbs. Dave Williamson kind of teasing that he's going to make a run. Never does. But Jordan Hobbs continues all the way into the box. Pulls it back towards Dave Williamson, and the Salford defender gets a toe on the ball before it's able to fall to Dave Williamson. Sean Rose applying the pressure high up the field. Did notice we have an injury as well, and I believe it's to Ademola Kabore in centre midfield. It's a good challenge from Jamie Burns. It is indeed an injury to Kabore. I have noticed since Title Update 5 that I've been getting more and more injuries with the current injury slider values. We are still on the slider values from version 4 of my slider set. And that was working pretty much perfectly. Very good frequency of injuries and a good variety as well. But since Title Update 5, I've been seeing more and more injuries. So I think maybe the frequency needs to be dialed back a bit. Unfortunately, those values do work in tandem though. So if you adjust the frequency, you almost certainly have to adjust the severity as well. Good save, Callum Broad. First one he's had to make, really, as we approach half-time. But it is a big, big save. Have you ever thought of making a Crystal Palace type of save in Serie A? Yes, possibly. We are likely, at the very least, halfway through the Crystal Palace series. If not coming to the end of the Crystal Palace series. It all depends on how Season 3 goes. The final episode of the Crystal Palace series is not yet out. That will come out tomorrow at 4 p.m, same as usual. So I can't provide too much information because I don't want to give away spoilers from that final episode. But we will be playing 3 or 4 seasons with Crystal Palace. And that was always the plan from the very beginning anyway. It will be 5 absolute maximum, and it all depends how the series goes. But most of those kinds of realistic career mode series with the real clubs will be 3 or 4 seasons. So we will be moving on to a new team relatively soon. You know, not any time in the immediate future, but within the next couple of months or so. And the next team that I use will not be a Premier League team. I guess I can tell you this much now, so I'm going to leave it to you guys to decide which league the next team is based in. But it's going to be non-Premier League. So Bundesliga, Serie A. I mean, Serie A will be an option. We're going to bring Kabore off of Bogard since he is currently injured. Serie A will be an option. However, it wouldn't be high on my list of priorities. As I said, though, it's going to be completely up to you. So if all of you want to see a Serie A side, we will do a Serie A side. However, because of the licensing, I would prefer that we stayed away from Serie A, because we don't even have AC and Inter this year. And the realism, the immersion is so much of it for me that I wouldn't enjoy it as much playing against so many unlicensed sides. So I would prefer that we stayed away from Serie A, but it will be an option. Serie A, Bundesliga, La Liga, and then we will have to consider what the final option will be. It could, of course, be the Premier League in Portugal, could be the Premier League in France, could even be the Dutch Premier League. But it's going to be a European non-Premier League side that we'll be using next. Burns finds Bogard, who looks for El Fakiri, who actually wins the header. We said we've been disappointed by El Fakiri this season, but he is actually surprisingly good in the air. He is an athlete, El Fakiri. He is a player that I created, and I did create him to be a kind of a pure athlete almost. Kind of almost an Adama Traore. Very athletic. Not that skilled. Obviously not anywhere as big, as strong, as fast as Traore. Bogard wins the header. Finds Sean Rose. We have players over. Chimiti finds El Fakiri, who can now put his head down and run. And he may not be as quick as Traore, but he has far too much pace for the Salford right back to deal with. Yeah, it's really frustrating. I mean, the Turkish league could be an option as well. I don't use mods, though. No, I'm playing on Xbox, so I don't have access to mods, unfortunately. Have to try and make the game as realistic and immersive as possible, just with the tools that the game actually affords us. But I think you can get a decent experience with the manual controls, with a custom slider set, with some self-imposed rules, restrictions. Oh, El Fakiri was in the box there, and we've been talking up just moments ago how good he is in the air. Why are we all completely bailing out of the box? We had a chance to put it back in the mix there with Kai Fry, and everybody was sprinting back towards our penalty area. Chimiti can't win the header. It does fall to Jamie Burns, who lofts it up towards El Fakiri, who nods it across goal. Doesn't fall for Chimiti, though. We've got a real race on for promotion at the top of League 2. That's persistent play from Jamie Burns, and it's a good ball into the path of Chimiti, who pulls it back towards Williamson, and again, Salford defending deep, bodies in the box, and they managed to cut it out. But yeah, we've got a very close race at the top of League 2. just a couple of points between the top 4 or 5 sides at the very least. And we do have a couple of opponents who are looking to grab one of those automatic promotion places. Salford City aren't one of them, but we do face Tranmere in the month of March. So we will be playing that game shortly. We also face Notts County. I believe Tranmere are 6th and Notts County are 4th. So we really could use wins in those games. Bogard. Oops, didn't mean to loft that up to Sean Rose, but it works out just fine. Chimiti. Lovely feet from Chimiti. Lovely pace, lovely strength. Almost a lovely finish. That's the Premier League quality of Yusuf Chimiti right there. Obviously, it's still very much a question as to whether Chimiti truly is Premier League quality in real life. He hasn't played a great deal for Everton at the highest level. Bogard finds Fry. Offset up towards Chimiti. Decent enough header, but over. He is still very young, though. So, still time to develop and prove himself at that kind of level. But we caught a glimpse of it there. So 65 minutes into the game, still that early goal sees us in front at the moment. But again, we really could use a second goal to make it a little more comfortable heading into the final 20-25 minutes or so. Salford not cause us too much of a threat going the other way. And that really isn't a threat at all. Kai Fry finds Sean Rose. Just goes wide to Nnamdi El Fakiri. Jamie Burns outside him. Usually he likes to tuck inside. And he's been forced backwards there by Salford. Really good defending. Bogard. Oh, that's so awful. I assure you, I was pointing nowhere close to there. See, this is a good example of how manual controls can still lead to misplaced passes. A lot of people think when you use manual controls, the ball just always goes exactly where you're pointing. But we saw there that the error sliders still very much have an impact, and the player ratings still have an impact. Because I was pointing nowhere close to there. But the error slider combined with Bogard's decent effort from Chimiti, combined with Bogard's, fairly low short passing, has caused that ball to go a good, 7 or 8 yards away from its target. Good pressure from Kai Fry. Salford work it clear well, though, but Corey Hutchinson just shows the experience. Just gets tight to his man and pokes his foot around and manages to deflect the ball away just at the right moment. An excellent challenge from the experienced defender. We're going to miss Corey Hutchinson. He is into his 30s. I believe he's around 30. I don't remember exactly his age, actually. Brandon Stokes makes a hash of that. And I think we will make a change here. I completely forgot to show the camera settings at halftime as well, so I'll do that very, very quickly. So I do use EA Sports Game Cam. And I like to have the height on 5, zoom on 15, far side focus on 15, ball tracking speed on 0, penalty area zoom up at 12, and then I have the power shot zoom off. So that's what I currently use. That's what I've used for quite a while, actually, to be fair, and it gives a nice replication of what you see in real life in terms of the angle, in terms of how zoomed in it is and things like that. It looks quite a lot like a Premier League game you would see on TV. Belgium could be cool as well. Yeah, I think any of the kind of top leagues in Europe would be a good option for the next series. And yeah, like I said, it's going to be up to you guys to vote, at least on which league we use. Not on which team we use necessarily, but on which league we use at the very least. I do have more info about how we're going to select the team once our league has been selected, but I don't think I will reveal that just yet. I'll hold on to that for now. Man. Looking for Williamson at the back post. Can't win that one. Ethan Saint on, by the way, has been injured for a little while and may well be injured again. Perhaps we've rushed him back too quickly because he's gone down in the Salford box clutching his leg, and he has been very, very slow to get back to his feet. He is back to his feet now, but I wouldn't be surprised if he saw a designation above Ethan Saint's head that indicates that he's picked up a knock. What a ball that is. Callum Broad absolutely obliterates the Salford striker. What a run. What a pass. And thankfully Callum Broad was quick off his line to deal with that, because that was an equaliser waiting to happen. Absolutely tore our defence in two. Defence. I've been watching too much NFL. Tore our defence in two. But 10 minutes from time, we are still hanging on to that 1-goal lead that we established within 5 minutes in this game. It's been a pretty slow one ever since. We haven't created too many clear-cut opportunities beyond that initial chance that we managed to take. So we've at least been clinical here today. Kai Fry, good run from Ethan Saint, and it was a perfect run, really. Diagonal, not only through the back line, but across the back line of Salford. And if Kai Fry's pass wasn't blocked, I think that was going to drop right into the path of Ethan Saint. And we were going to double our lead there, just moments after Salford City almost equalise. And Ethan Saint has picked up a knock. And this is what I was talking about in terms of the injury frequency. This will be the second injury we've seen today. Good run from Dave Williamson. I didn't really trust Charles Mann to get it there, though. He's quieting down a lot, Charles Mann. Was the unlikely hero early in the season, but hasn't done too much since probably episode 3, I guess. Good run from the Salford number 14. Beats Corey Hutchinson. Hutchinson back in position, but it's a big save at Callum Broad. And he does keep us level. Salford knocking on the door now. Really battering the door down almost. It's put into a dangerous area. Kai Fry just makes way for Bogard to head clear. But back into the mix, and Callum Broad claims. Excellent goalkeeping. And with just a couple minutes on the clock, I think we just need to try and while these few moments away. Charles Mann. Ethan Saint. Still hasn't managed to run off that knock, so I think it is going to be one that lingers beyond the game. Hobbs. And that's put directly out of play. Let's make our last couple of changes. Really poor pass. I think we've brought Ethan Saint on, but let's bring him off. Potentially we can... Potentially we can forego an injury that lingers if we bring him off and get him a little bit of rest here. So, approaching 90 minutes. No indication of how much stoppage time will be added just yet. And it's going to be 3 minutes. Good challenge from Hobbs. Bogard can't hook clear. And again, we might have been split open at the back. Thankfully, it's a shot from range this time, which Callum Broad is more than capable of dealing with. Hobbs finds Mann. Salford piling on the pressure. Let's just drop it into that corner. If Kai Fry can get there, then brilliant. If not, we're playing field position. Kai Fry does get there, takes it into the corner. The Salford defender commits, and Kai Fry tries to cut inside, but we'll take the corner. We'll take the corner, and I was trying to go short there. But Charles Mann will come across. Short corner. Kai Fry curls it towards the far corner, blocked by Salford, and the final whistle should go here, and it does. So we do escape with all 3 points. Maybe undeservedly so, to be honest, because Salford were pressing for an equaliser in that second half. And they came very, very close on 2 occasions to grabbing one. So I think we have to count ourselves lucky that we managed to get all 3 points here. And I think they're going to go a long way as we approach the run-in here at the end of Season 1. Could be invaluable in our search for promotion. So, like I said, we have a couple of additional games to get to. Tranmere coming up soon. Notts County as well will be an important one.
We've got some questions for you.
Yeah, I think Bundesliga would probably be top of my list in terms of the next league to use in a realistic career mode. Bundesliga is just... It's a really fun league, I think. I think beyond the Premier League, the Bundesliga is probably the second most interesting domestic league. I know a lot of people follow La Liga. I prefer to watch Bundesliga to La Liga. But let's go over the calendar for this month. We've got Bromley coming up. We've got Harrogate Town coming up as well. They are our local-ish rivals. However, we will be quick sim in that game. So I need to play Tranmere. We need to play Notts County. Because if we take a look at the table, we are currently now second, actually. However, we have played the same number of games as Gillingham. We have 2 games in hand on Fleetwood Town, who are just below us, and on Notts County, who are just below them. Tranmere have moved up to 4th. So Notts County and Tranmere are 4th and 5th. I think if we get wins over both of those teams, I mean, I think we put ourselves in a really good position for automatic promotion this season. We are basically guaranteed a playoff place at the very least, because playoffs in League 2, remember, go all the way down to 7th. So there's those 3 automatic promotion places, and then 4 to 7 is the playoff teams. So Bradford down in 8th are 12 points behind us, with only a handful of games remaining. What do we play? 46 in this league? We do play 46 games in this league. So we have 14 games remaining, and we're 12 points ahead of Bradford in 8th. So I would say we are pretty much guaranteed a playoff place at the very least. But of course, we do want automatic promotion if we can get it. Ethan Saint, I don't think, is injured by the looks of things. Oh, no, he is. I'll take it back. So Kabore only out for 5 days. Ethan Saint only out for 5 days. Not so bad. So let's quick sim Bromley. Looks like Gillingham are coming up at the moment. I will just scroll through the chat at the end of each game as well. It can be difficult to keep up with the chat whilst I'm playing. So if I don't get to a question or a comment during the game, I apologize. And I will try and check in on the chat after most games and get to them then. So we will put Charlie Pierce on the bench in place of the injured Ethan Saint. Ademola Kabore will come out for Tom Hooper. And other than that, I think we can play pretty much the same 11. Clash of kits here, but I'm not playing the game, so I don't really care. And we get a point. Dave Williamson in the second half grabs an equaliser. Not ideal against Bromley, but a point is better than a loss, especially away from home, of course. So, Harrogate Town next up. Yeah, Wolfsburg, I think, are a fun side. I do like Werder Bremen as well. There's a lot of Bundesliga teams that I like, to be honest. Bayer Leverkusen usually are a good career mode team to use, but this year, it's, you know, with their success in real life and the strength of their squad in the game, it's a bit more of a... It's a bit easier this year than it would be in ordinary FIFAs or FCs.
Thank you all for joining us. We'll start taking some questions now.
And actually, maybe a club like Dortmund, who are usually the easy option, would be a bit more difficult these days. I think Dortmund would be a fun one. Build around the youngsters. Like Yusufa Makoko, really fun player. I use So I used Leicester a couple of years ago in a career mode and bought Yusufa Makoko in something like season 3. And he was incredible. He was so fun to use. But Harrogate Town, the local-ish rivals, as we look to continue an unbeaten stream so far, we should probably rotate the side a little. Seymour can come in for Stokes. Saint can come in for Chamiti. And Bogard can come in for Rose because Kabore was out for the previous game. And I think Pierce will stay in the reserves actually for the moment. So let's quick sim the third game of the stream. And we get a 2-0 victory over the rivals Harrogate Town. Namdi El Fakiri getting on the score sheet as well as the right back Jordan Hobbs. So really, really good start. Tranmere Rovers win. That was the only important fixture that I saw there. Aha, your home club is Tranmere. As if. Do you follow Tranmere at all? Or do you, just follow... I mean, who's the biggest club close to Tranmere as well? If you were to support a Premier League club being from the Tranmere neck of the woods, who would that be? I'm not really sure where Tranmere is. I'm usually decent enough with my kind of geography and locations and things like that. I'm almost 100% certain it's north, but exactly where north, I'm not sure. Let's bring Pierce in. Let's also bring Chimiti in. Certainly not Sadler. And we're going to have to make a lot of changes for this next game. Or have I just not advanced all the way? No, we're not going to have to make a lot of changes. We can allow our... Yeah, Liverpool. See, I would have guessed in that neck of the woods, kind of northwest. So what? People from Tranmere are either Tranmere or Liverpool supporters? So, yeah, now the training plans have taken effect. Let's see what we can do. I think I do want to start... Oh, do I want to start Pierce? Let's start Saint. Let's put Pierce and Williamson on the bench. Williamson is, of course, our star striker. But Ethan Saint is an important player as well. And we don't want him to feel too left out. Let's start Elijah Hurst at left back as well. Because he's actually been decent. And he could continue to be a decent player for us going forward. Even though he is a little on the older side. At the age of 31. But could be a useful player next season. And potentially the season after. Even though, Dave Williamson actually wants to start. All right. All right, you can. I hope that means I won't just be on the bench against Tranmere. All right. You've convinced me. You've got to love the passion from Dave Williamson. So let's actually start him on the left this time. We do have slightly different designations. So advanced forward on the right, but we have poacher on the left. Let's see how Dave Williamson performs as a poacher, but we will have Ethan Saint on the bench as well today. Let's also just check in quickly on the table and see how things are shaping up at the moment. As we take on Tranmere, who are all the way up in third position now. Gillingham falling away down to fourth. They do have a couple of games in hand, though, as do we. So we have 2 games in hand over Fleetwood, and we are just 2 points behind them. So this would be a really important win if we can get it. And do we face Fleetwood, actually, between now and the end of the season? We do. So that almost certainly has to be a game that we play in April. But we've got Tranmere and we've got Notts County before then. Need to put 6 points on the board in those 2 games. And
thank you for your patience. We'll start taking questions now.
Ideally some results in the quick sim in the interim as well, obviously. We'll get some man of the match votes going for this one as well. Now that a few more people are in the stream. But yeah, let me know in the chat that any other things that you can think of that would be fun to get some more interaction going in the chat in terms of the Redmont Rangers kind of supporters club idea. What would be some things that you would like input on going forward into season 2 and beyond? So like I said, obvious things are going to be like transfers. I will let you guys dictate the players that we sign. Kind of like what we're doing in the Crystal Palace save with ChatGPT. Obviously, I confer with Steve Parish and Dougie Friedman in terms of players that we should sign. But I would instead confer with you guys, the supporters group, because you would be the owner, the sporting director, that kind of thing then. And then the same with our squad. Which players should we renew contracts on? Which players should we let go? Which players should we sell, etc.? Those are all pretty straightforward. But do you have any other suggestions for things that we could do in terms of a bit more interaction, a bit more engagement, ways for you guys to get a bit more involved? We could certainly do something along the lines of press conference questions. I definitely think we could do an end of season AGM or a beginning of season AGM. So we kind of go over what the targets were for the previous season, whether we met those targets, what the targets are for the following season, and things like that. And you guys can set the custom objectives. So that's certainly something we can do. I think we could probably do some kind of press conference on a weekly basis as well. How much impact that would have on the save, I'm not 100% sure. I certainly think the AGMs could have an impact because we could set custom objectives and things like that. How much press conference questions would have an impact, I'm not sure. But it's certainly an idea to kind of explore. Good challenge from Elijah Hurst early. So, big game. Big game. Tranmere looking to chase us down for one of these automatic promotion places. And we are taking this game so seriously that we have come out in the all-purple third kits. Jordan Hobbs driving forward early. Finds Sean Rose. Dave Williamson just about finds Elijah Hurst, who can find space to cross, but it's a poor one in the end. Not ideal. Be interesting to see how Dave Williamson performs as that poacher today rather than the target man. Yusuf Chamiti in that target man role instead. They're very similar players, to be fair. So I think they should be fairly interchangeable, to be honest. That came out of nowhere. I apologise if I just burst anyone's eardrums. But that really snuck up on me. Tranmere with a bright start to this game. And a shot at Callum Broad's goal early. Had him scrambling for a moment. But it does go harmlessly wide in the end. Hutchinson. Hobbs. Popped up with a goal in the quick sim. Not sure if that's his first goal of the season. I don't think it is. I think he's popped up with one in quick sim before. And actually, I think maybe I scored with him in a played game at some point. I vaguely remember that. But Stokes finds Hobbs once more. Kabore, the first time pass out to Kai Fry. And it's a good run into that channel by Yusuf Chamiti, who can't quite beat his man, but does steal the ball back. Kabore gets the shot away, but it's blocked. Sean Rose first time and it's dragged wide. Decent start. Tranmere really not good. Again, I don't follow lower league football very much at all. But I think that's the case for a couple of teams in this particular save. I think we've got a couple of teams up towards the top end of the table who are really not close to that in real life. But I also feel like lower league football is just so unpredictable. It's so much more balanced competitively that I feel like any team in League 2 could be fighting relegation one season and then pushing for promotion the next. Elijah Hurst. You, of course, see a lot more back-to-back promotions down in the lower leagues as well. Sean Rose, Kabore, Chimiti. Enjoying decent spells of possession at the moment, but not really finding that killer instinct. Not really finding that run that splits the defenders. That pass that unlocks the defence. Just struggling to break Tranmere down in the final third at the moment. Great challenge from Kabore, though, and he can keep the pressure up. Rose, Kabore will strike from range, and again it's a poor one. Space really opened up for Kabore there. Didn't take full advantage of it by any means. Yeah, I kind of wish that... I kind of wish that I supported a lower league team, to be honest. Because I think it probably is a lot more fun to follow than something like the Premier League. You know, if you're a... I mean, if you're a Crystal Palace fan in real life, like, really, what have the last 10 years even been? It's just... You know you're almost certainly not getting relegated. But you also know you're not anywhere close to challenging for any kind of trophy, and certainly not the Premier League trophy. Won't quite fall to Williamson. Kabore gets this one on target, and it's a big save from the Tranmere keeper. So I do kind of wish I was closer to a League One or a League Two side, and I supported them instead, so I think it would be a bit more fun. And I mean, there's Colchester, there's Cambridge, but I'm not really close enough to either of them really to ever have been in danger of being a Colchester or a Cambridge fan. So, and I mean, I could choose to support them if I really wanted to, but it would feel weird. Good save from Callum Broad. Yeah, El Fakiri's posture is unusual. I did choose all of the postures and the celebrations and things like that for all of the players that I created as well. And especially when he runs, he's just like staring at his own feet. What a turn that is. Big save from Callum Broad again at the near post. Gets a round of applause from El Fakiri as well. I tried to grab a screenshot of El Fakiri at one point. So I went into the instant replay and I was trying to get a good screenshot of him running, but I just couldn't because he was just staring at the ground the entire time. Let's have a little run with him here. There he goes. Just staring at the ball. We said he's not particularly skillful. He's quick, he's athletic, but he needs to stare at the ball or he's going to lose control of it. Dave Williamson doesn't have that problem though. Maybe he should have stared at the ball on that occasion. We need to lock in a little bit here though, because haven't really looked like scoring yet. 26 minutes into the game. And we certainly need to score at some point. Tranmere with the better start though. Tested Callum Broad on a number of occasions. Oh, I thought I was going to steal that away with Kai Fry. Somebody's got to put a foot in. Thankfully, Callum Broad plucks it out of the air. And we'll just look for Yusuf Chimiti and Dave Williamson early. Two big men up top. Why not try and find them? Catch Tranmere on the counter-attack. I mean, I guess that's why. Because if we don't find either of them, Tranmere have the impetus once again. The number 10 thankfully drags his shot wide. I think play to our strengths. Our strengths is keep the ball on the ground. So, even though we do have two big men up top, I don't think it's going to work to our advantage trying to find them in that way. El Fakiri. Sean Rose. El Fakiri wants it back, but it just gives space for Sean Rose to turn, get the shot away, and it's a big save from the Tranmere keeper. Sean Rose looking to light a fire under the side though. Kai Fry. What a ball that is. El Fakiri was in there but didn't quite reach him. Sean Rose once more. Elijah Hurst. Adamola Kabore. Kai Fry in behind. Is he offside? He is. Unfortunate. Yeah, Roscoe Torres, I think, maybe has the same running style as Nnamdi El Fakiri. I think they do have the same one. Rory Hutchinson beaten in the air. That's a rarity. Not beaten on the ground, though. Hobbs. Sean Rose. Kabore. Tranmere player down, but we're going to play on. There's El Fakiri. Just looking for the big switch to Kai Fry. Doesn't quite come off. And it's Norris that's injured for Tranmere. Oh, number 10 has done us again. Sends the ball wide. And thankfully, again, the shot is off target. And it's the injured Norris who gets the shot away this time. Thankfully, Tranmere continue to squander their opportunities. And Hutchinson finds Hobbs. And there's Kai Fry. And again, Yusuf Chamiti makes a run into the channel. And Dave Williamson is kind of up in support. Instead, he finds El Fakiri. Gets the shot away first time, as does Williamson. And that was narrowly wide. Opportunities at both ends. Just kind of skews it off his instep there, but it almost worked out in his favour. Opportunities for both sides in the last 10, 15 minutes or so. And we could have another one here, as Dave Williamson does manage to steal the ball away. And there is Sean Rose. One touch to get the ball out of his feet, and he buries it. And we will celebrate in front of the Redmont fans in the corner, as we managed to take the lead just before half-time. And it's all thanks to a terrible mistake from the Tranmere defender. His goalkeeper kind of put him in a tricky situation and then failed to make the save when I think it would have been possible. It's not like the shot from Sean Rowe was tucked right into the corner, but managed to potentially deceive the goalkeeper somewhat and wrong foot him potentially. But a big goal from Sean Rose puts us ahead 5 minutes from half-time. And again, that could be a big goal in this race for automatic promotion here in Season 1. Because Tranmere are hot on our tail. But this would certainly be a shot across their bow to some extent. Stokes and Hurst doubling up on the Tranmere winger. And Hurst eventually hooking clear. Oh, and Dave Williamson could keep this in, and he does. And Yusuf Chamiti's made a great run. Dave Williamson finds him. And Chamiti can't quite find Williamson. Williamson could win that in the air though, and he does. And Kai Fry doubles our lead. Persistent play from Dave Williamson. Nodding the ball down to Kai Fry in the box, who fires past the Tranmere keeper for the second time in about 5 minutes here at the end of the first half. And it's a really good finish. Just one touch to settle himself. And then the second to fire it past the defender. Got a feel for the keeper on that occasion because he must have been unsighted. And it's 4 minutes, the length between the first goal and the second. And this game has been blown wide open here at the end of the first period. We've struggled through the first 25, 30 minutes or so. But we have found our feet here, heading into the halftime break.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes.
And we should go into that halftime break with a 2-goal advantage. And all of the momentum here away at Tranmere. Williamson once more. Kabore with a good run. Williamson just tries to hold on to it, fails to do so. So as usual, we've put ourselves ahead, and all we need to do is keep a clean sheet. We haven't managed to do that in every game so far this season. It's definitely a W. Definitely a W for you. You are a Redmont Rangers fan now, I've decided. You no longer support Tranmere, you support Redmont. You can support Tranmere every other day, but on Fridays you're a Redmont fan. Sean Rose, Elijah Hurst. Let's Let's try and pad the stats a little bit here in the second half, I think. That's not the way to do it. But I think, like we said, we've got all the momentum heading into this second half. We've got a 2-goal advantage. Tranmere on the ropes. Let's try and twist the knife a little bit. Let's try and bump our goal difference up, just in case that's going to matter heading into the final few games of the season. Yusuf Chamiti finds Kabore, who finds Kai Fry, who's just going to drive and shoot. Doesn't quite get his shot away in time. And Elijah Hurst nods it down towards Kabore. It's not going to reach him, though. Jordan Hobbs seems to be tucking in today. He should just be on fullback. But he looks to be tucking in as if he's playing on false back, like Elijah Hurst. Really shouldn't be the case. Chamiti in behind. The pace to skip away from one, the skill to skip away from another, and he puts it wide. That was the opportunity to pad the stats, but fails to do so. I appreciate it, my guy. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the sliders. Sean Rose loses out. Great challenge from Stokes, though. And Nnamdi El Fakiri steals it away. And Dave Williamson is in behind. Hey, how is he offside? He's never offside. I thought he was level. Oh, he's late. You can't be offside by your wrist. I mean, that you genuinely can't. I'm frustrated by the offsides in real life as much as in the game. But in real life, that's not an offside. You can only be offside by a part of the body with which you can play the ball. You can't play the ball with your hand, so you can't be offside only by your hand. Let's try again. Williamson in behind. He is 100% onside this time. Chamiti, first time blocked. Sean Rose knocks it down to Kabore. Blocked. And that's never going to be enough to beat Corey Hutchinson. Not even close. El Fakiri. Look at the skill. I'm trying to use the skill stick a little more. And to be fair, it's working out here. El Fakiri squares it for Chamiti, who does get his goal. Nnamdi El Fakiri. How dare I suggest that you don't have skill? I've been saying all game, all episode, really. He's got the athleticism. He doesn't have the technical ability. He's just shut me right up. Yeah, I mean, I do my best to do exactly that. The game that we get out of the box is never satisfying. And, yeah, I've played this way for a while. I've been kind of using my own custom slider sets just for my own amusement for quite a while now. And so I thought, why not share them as well? And if there are people that enjoy playing the game in a similar way to me, maybe they'll enjoy the slider sets as well. And that does seem to be the case. So yeah, like I said, I'm really glad that you're getting good use out of them and that you can enjoy the game a little bit more using them. That's I certainly appreciate the monetary reward that you've just offered, but just knowing you're enjoying the game is the best reward. Knowing that the sliders are helping you to enjoy the game is the best reward. Great challenge from Hutchinson. And Tranmere could be back in it here. Oh, and it's a big save from Callum Broad. This Norris up front for Tranmere looks decent. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you check out the full season 1 episode when it drops. This is the last live stream, so if there are any bits and pieces of the live streams that you've missed over the last couple of weeks, they will be in the edited full season 1 episode that will drop on the channel next week. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Catch up there if you need to. Nnamdi El Fakiri made the run in behind and then kind of stopped, and it will go out of play. Let's make a change or two here. I need to catch up with the chat as well, because every now and again, it kicks me out. There will be a stream next Friday, and it will be the first stream of Season 2, wherever we may be at that point, whether we are still in League 2 or in League 1. So let me just explain kind of the structure of each of the streaming schedule, basically, and how that will map to... Who else do we want to bring on here? Let's bring Bogard on again. And how that will map to the seasons. So there'll be 4 streams per season. The first live stream each season will be transfers. So it'll be the summer transfer market, and then we'll play through the first 2 months of the season. So we'll play through August and September, or September and October. No, it must be August and September, mustn't it? Yeah. So we'll do the transfer market. We'll make a few signings. We'll maybe sell a couple players. Probably making big use of the loan market early in the road to glory. And then we'll play through the first couple of months. The second live stream will always be the following 3 months. So we'll do October, November, December. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with just knowing what months come next. So episode 1, summer transfer window, August and September. Live stream 2, October, November, December. So we'll play up to the halfway point in the season, up to the January transfer window. And then we'll basically do the same thing in the new calendar year. So live stream 3 will be the January transfer market, January or February. And then the final live stream will be March, April, and May. That will take us to the end of the season. So we'll do that each season. So we should get 4 live streams per month. And then, like I said, I'll be posting each season as an edited, condensed video. It's taken me quite some time to edit those videos. I've only currently done the first live stream. I will have a lot of time this weekend to get some editing done, though, on last week's live stream and this week's. So I should get it out relatively quickly. Pierce in behind, not going to get there. But I've managed to cut... Each live stream is about 3.5 hours or so. I've managed to get it down to about 45 minutes. So the videos are going to be long. They're basically going to be 4 times 45 minutes. So it'll be a good few hours. But I'm hoping people can just kind of come back to them, you know, whenever they want. Obviously, you don't have to sit and watch the entire 3-hour video or more in a single sitting. But maybe you watch half an hour of it here, 45 minutes of it there. Well, claims Callum Broad. And of course, it will be on the channel for people to go to if and when they please. Chamiti. Can't find him. Elijah Hurst steals it away, though. And Yusuf Chamiti collects. Charlie Pierce with a good run. Not strong enough. Chamiti steals it away once more, though. Finds Kai Fry. And Bogard is there. Just knocks it to Sean Rose, though. I thought that was going to be in. I like the way that shaped up. All right, good to see you. Enjoy your weekend. And yeah, hopefully the next time you see us, we'll be in League 1. Take it easy, man. Elijah Hurst nods it down to Sean Rose. Finds Namdi El Fakiri, who could shoot from range, and instead continues to drive. We've seen it work out once already. Doesn't work out on this occasion. Hawks for Tranmere. Well won from Jordan Hobbs. And Bogard is there to find El Fakiri, who looks for Charlie Pierce, and he doesn't quite have the pace to beat the Tranmere keeper to the ball, and is fortunate not to be punished there because he left a late one on the Tranmere keeper. Bogard loses out. El Fakiri chasing it down. Elijah Hurst, too experienced to be beaten one-on-one in that kind of situation. Wheeler, too experienced to fail to intercept it there as well, Elijah Hurst. Another good run from Charlie Pearce. Sean Rose. Looks for Chamiti. Can't find him. We're trying to force the issue a little bit now. But we really don't need to. 3-0 up. I'm not sure we're going to concede in this episode, you know. Callum Broad is too good. We've looked comfortable. And when we haven't looked comfortable, Callum Broad has just been there. Kai Fry, can he make it 4? He can't. Looking for a second goal of the game himself. And it's poor from Tranmere. Sean Rose can't quite win it back. Neither can Nnamdi El Fakiri. And Sean Rose does manage to keep it in, though. And I'm not sure why the Tranmere fans are singing, "We're going to score in a minute." You're certainly not. You haven't looked like scoring for quite some time. And like I said, even when they do look like scoring, Callum Broad is just there. Hey man, how's it going? How is your yeah, I was just going to ask, how is your Wolfsburg career going? We had some chat earlier about potentially doing Wolfsburg as the next realistic career mode on the channel. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see to hear how you're doing. Well cut out by Corey Hutchinson. Again, I thought we were picked apart there. But Hutchinson steps in. Kai Fry loses out. But 3 minutes of added time. All that's remaining here against Tranmere. And we could have a 4th goal within those 3 minutes of injury time. But Sean Rose can't quite find Charlie Pearce. Yeah, we've just forced it a little. Since we grabbed that 3rd goal, I think we've got a little complacent, a little ahead of ourselves. Got a little too big for our boots, I think. Just thinking we can break Tranmere down every time we get the ball. Oh, God. Oh, God. All right. Norris gets his goal. The one time Callum Broad is not a wall at the back. Tranmere managed to score. It's not the end of the world. It's going to be a 3-1 rather than a 3-0, but we don't need to see it again. Let's put that behind us. And it is the last kick of the game. So Callum Broad not exactly covering himself in glory, but I think he's allowed one mistake. Yeah, I think Wolfsburg are a really fun choice for career mode this year, to be fair. I think they are most years, really. But another big win. Again, we pretty much dominated. I mean, actually, well, maybe we didn't. Maybe that's a bit harsh on Tranmere. I'm not sure you can say we dominated exactly. But I think we deserved our win in the game. Even if Tranmere did have the better of us in the opening half an hour or so. Oh, no, and Corey Hutchinson is complacent. He literally is complacent now. I think we as a team were getting slightly complacent towards the end of that game, but literally the case for Corey Hutchinson. I have moved to automatic training plans, by the way, because it was taking far too long to chop and change them between games. Just in case anyone's wondering what we're using, because you want to use the automatic training plans. I do just have them on 80 and 90, and that seems to be working out well. So performance focus when they drop down to 90 in terms of sharpness, and then all-out performance when they drop to 80, and then the same goes for energy. I've been going back and forth between whether or not we're even allowed to use the all-out energy, the all-out performance. At the moment, I am using them. I wasn't using them earlier in the season. I don't use them in the Crystal Palace save just because players with the higher stamina is too easy to just keep it green. And it does seem like here with access to the all-outs, it is just a bit too easy to keep everyone fit and sharp every game. So I might go back to not using the all-outs and just use performance and energy focused instead. Let's give Seymour a game because he was whining that he hasn't been playing. We should probably continue to play Bogard because he is obviously on loan, so we can't risk losing him back to Aston Villa, really. Or, I mean, we could afford for him to go back to Aston Villa, but it wouldn't be ideal. But Cheltenham are up next. Should be a comfortable win. Our first home game of the episode, I believe, at Redmont Arena. Let's actually bring Burns in for Hurst. Back to the starting 11 as well. So, Chesterfield, not a great side. Should be a comfortable win at Redmont Arena to continue our unbeaten run in the stream so far. And we do just about come away with all 3 points. Kabore opens the scoring, but 2 goals from Cheltenham Town put them ahead 70 minutes into the game. Charlie Pearce, thankfully, equalises just a minute later, and then Chamiti grabs the winner. So, some big performances, big results. I appreciate that. I don't watch a huge amount of S2G, to be honest, but yeah, I'm certainly aware of how big his channel is. So yeah, I appreciate that. Certainly a compliment, to say the least. And we are top of the league. We are top of the league. We are top of the league. With a game in hand as well. So a point ahead of Fleetwood Town at this stage. We are 6 points ahead of Notts County, who we have coming up. Not in the next game, but in the following game after that. And a game in hand over them as well. Gillingham do have a game in hand over us, though. And 2 games in hand over the teams just ahead of them. So, really starting to establish ourselves, solidify ourselves in the automatic promotion places now as we approach the end of the season. And it does look like we're going to have to make a couple minor changes here, to be fair, heading into this one. We'll bring Cooper in. We will return Williamson to the starting lineup along with Sean Rose. I'll keep Seymour in there for another game, actually, to be fair, as we take on Morecambe once more at Redmont Arena. And again, we win. We cannot lose. Chamiti gets on the score sheet again. Dackers pulls one back for Morecambe this time. Williamson and Kai Fry secure the win for us in the second half. Fleetwood Town only draw. I think that was a draw for Notts County as well, who we do have coming up next. So let's check in on the table one last time before we head into this game against Notts County. I think we can...
We're going to get started with the questions now.
We can maybe all but secure automatic promotion with this next game, I think. We'll have to check on the table and see the exact point totals. But we can't be far off, to be fair. Really not many games left in the season at this stage.
Thank you.
And as we said, we're kind of extending our lead over those teams in the playoff places. So Notts County currently in 4th. The first of the playoff places on 64 points. And we are 8 points ahead of Notts County with a game in hand. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think if we win this game, I think we've secured automatic promotion. There'd be 8 games left. We would have an 11-point lead over 4th place Notts County and a game in hand. I don't see how we don't make automatic promotion in that situation. Let's save quickly just in case anything goes wrong here. But let's start our strongest 11 for that reason. Really important to get a win in this one. I liked Chamiti on the right, Williamson on the left. I like Sean Rose over Bogard. Bogard hasn't been massively impressive so far. Elliot Hardy submitted a transfer request, did he not? So I don't really see the use in putting him back into the side. I will just double check that that's the case, but I seem to remember Elliot Hardy requested a transfer, and that's why we're not playing him. And he did submit a transfer request. So we do need to keep an eye on that, to be fair, because, of course, that's yet another bug in the game. We don't have any offers for him. But we do need to keep monitoring that. But another away game against Notts County. I think we should probably... We haven't played in the black and red yet. But I don't think we can play in the black and red today. I think it's probably a little too similar. I think we probably have to go with the white away kit. As we travel to Notts County for, I believe, the final game of March. Looking to really establish ourselves in the automatic promotion places. And I think win automatic promotion here and now with 3 points. It will take 3 points. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's a lot of people new to the channel since the Crystal Palace save, I think. That was it's been my most successful video on the channel so far, to be fair. Episode 1 of this most recent Crystal Palace save. So yeah, lots of people subscribed to the channel when that video went out. And obviously I'm glad they did. Check out the FC24 career mode videos if you haven't already. They are very similar to the Crystal Palace ones, so if you're enjoying that series, I think you'll enjoy those as well. We didn't use ChatGPT at any point on FC24, but we did use Buzzco's Core DNA companion tool, and that was really fun. So we did a realistic takeover rebuild with Everton. That was a fun series. We did... who else did we use? We used Norwich. We eventually got sacked at Norwich, even though we got promoted in the first season. Don't ask. And then we moved to Fulham in that particular save. And we did... Who else did we do? I feel like we did another team. Oh, we went to the MLS. We did the New England Revolution in the MLS as well. That only lasted one season. It wasn't quite as fun as I thought it was going to be, which is frustrating, so I put a lot of work into that one. Creating the MLS Super Draft and all sorts of nonsense. And it just wasn't that fun. I am tempted to go back to the MLS at some point, though. I think there are fun career modes in the MLS. Especially if you set up the MLS Super Draft and... you know, you really stick to the restrictions in the MLS, like the designated player rule, like the salary cap and things like that. It's a lot of work, but I think it is worthwhile. And I think just the New England Revolution, I think just weren't the right team to use, I don't think. And I'm tempted to potentially make an expansion team. San Diego, I believe, are going to be the next expansion team in the MLS, so potentially that would be a fun career mode to do. San Diego expansion team. But yeah, I think potentially we go back to the MLS at some point in FC25. But for now, we are in League 2. And we are facing down Notts County. Probably the only team that stand between us and automatic promotion. A win here, I think, secures it for us with several games left to play. And it's a big save from Callum Broad early. That keeps us level with Notts County. So like in the Tranmere game, we are the team to start slower. And it is our big number one who keeps things level. Claimed easily by Callum Broad. And again, I don't think we're set up really to hit teams on the counter-attack in this save like we are in the Crystal Palace save. But it does look as though we're going to be able to invite Notts County onto us. El Fakiri going on one of those mazy runs once more. Little step over. And this is why I don't use skill moves. I knew it was a fluke earlier. I knew it was a fluke. Jones for County. We force him backwards. And that allows Chimiti to apply the pressure high up the pitch. And Jordan Hobbs cuts it out. And drives towards the County back line. He's got Kabore with him. who's got Williamson in support as well, but Kabore goes himself, forces a big save from the Notts County keeper. I would really like to do a United career mode as well, to be honest. And I think there definitely is potential we do that later in the year. Williamson heads wide. I was saying earlier on, I don't think you were in the stream at the time, but I was saying earlier on that the next team we use in a realistic career mode is not going to be a Premier League team. We're going to be using a team from one of the big European leagues, Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, something like that. But I think the series after that will probably return to the Premier League. And it could well be United at that stage. United, of course, have been an appealing career mode team for a while, just because they're obviously such a huge, iconic club, but they are also in need of a rebuild. So that's pretty tantalizing in terms of career mode opportunities. A lot of people are kind of being resistant to that idea, though. A lot of people don't want to see United just because they are a big club. What an effort from Kabore. But I think that would be a great save. And I think we see how Amorim does at United. And potentially a live start point career mode with them could make a lot of sense at some point. Can Stokes get there? Yes, he can. Knocks it down to Kabore. Gets the shot away. And somebody is down. I think it's Chamiti. Chamiti down in the Notts County box. Oh my God. I thought the Notts County player was trying to find Chamiti. It looked like a pinpoint cross for a minute. The goalkeeper takes it down. One touch with his foot on his own line. Absolutely mental couple of moments. Kabore strikes from range again. Oh my God, what a goal that would have been. Bounces back off the bar. Kabore absolutely lets fly. And it thunders against the crossbar, shakes the woodwork. The county keeper would have had no idea what just happened if that ended up in the back of the net. Kai Fry somehow makes it work. Dave Williamson collects and saved. The shot, unfortunately, straight at the county keeper. But we are looking more like scoring now. County with a decent start to the game. But it's been all Redmont the last couple of minutes. And County somehow have managed to ride the storm so far. Can they continue to do so? As Nnamdi El Fakiri shapes to shoot now. And he puts it wide. The goal is coming though. Hey man, how's it going? Yeah, League One is a possibility. Keep an eye on the channel in the future for a poll to vote on the league that our next career mode team will be in. Crystal Palace series isn't over. We've still got at least one additional season, potentially two to play. But yeah, in the not too distant future, we will be choosing a new team, and you will have the ability to vote for which league that team is in. So League One, Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, those will probably be the options. Those aren't set in stone, but those will probably be the options. Fry's not going to get there. He does force the county defender to take control of the ball, though. And we're going to see if Chamiti is able to run this injury off. But we have seen in the last couple of games that hasn't been the case. Players have been forced off the pitch with these sorts of injuries in the last couple of games. So we'll give Chamiti another 10 minutes or so, but he may well need to come off before half-time. And we concede our first goal of the stream. And he greedies on us. Interesting. And that's got me fired up. I'll be honest. I was content enough to allow them the goal. But the fact that he's greedied on us afterwards has... You've just made me angry. And I don't think you're going to like the way that we react. It is Giovanni Brown, the player that was highlighted to us before the game, who opens the scoring for Notts County. But that celebration is just going to light a fire under us. And I'm making my predictions now. We're going to come back and win this game. We need all 3 points. We have enough motivation without the showboating celebration. Because again, 3 points probably means automatic promotion for us. That's motivation in itself. But we cannot allow somebody to disrespect us like that. El Fakiri. Kabore. Finds Williamson. And Kai Fry on the far side collects. Looks for Kabore, can't find him. Back to the county keeper once more. He does manage to hook clear. And it does look like we're going to need to take Chimiti off, unfortunately. Sean Rose. Deflection. Corner. Or was that off Chimiti? It was off a hand, whoever it was. So, probably Ethan Saint to come on for Chimiti shortly. We do, of course, have depth up front now with that loan signing of Chimiti. Not only Ethan Saint, but Charlie Pierce as well. Hinchy for County. We maintain the 1-goal lead half an hour into the game. Stokes has stepped out into midfield here and manages to get the ball. It's a risky proposition, your centre-back stepping up into midfield like that. Oh, and Kai Fry needs to release the ball sooner. But let's step up into our attacking game plan for the final 10 minutes or so of the first half. So I really would like an equaliser before the half-time break. Notts County playing well, to be fair. They've defended well. And they've been clinical in the sense that they've tested Callum Broad on a couple of occasions. And they have, of course, managed to take the lead already. Great run from Kabore, and we don't quite put enough on the pass. That was close to ideal there. County setting up with a flat back five, not in possession by the looks of things. And it is making them difficult to break down when we get the ball in their final third. Chimiti looking for Williamson, takes it down, equalises. Pick it up, put the ball back on the spot. I do wish I knew how to griddy, to be fair. Because I would like to disrespect them back, but I don't know how to griddy. Not only in the game, but I think I would make just as much a fool of myself in real life if I tried to griddy. But we do have the equaliser. And again, we have the impetus, we have the momentum. Although Notts County are the next to put the ball back into the box. And Giovanni Brown is now injured. That will serve him right. Williamson. Chimiti in behind. Perfect pass. Strength from Chimiti. Penalty ref. And we will have the lead before half-time. I predicted an equaliser. I did not predict a goal to put us ahead before half-time. Of course, we do need to score it. But we do have Dave Williamson. A clear penalty. Yusuf Chimiti is not going to take this. It will be Dave Williamson. And he will put it top right. It's really not the best penalty. I think he's missed it, and he has. Good Lord. Not ideal. Dave Williamson absolutely spoons it. And that power bar filled up far quicker than I was expecting. Let's just leave it at that. So, got a little ahead of ourselves there, I think. But that is a warning shot at the very least. And in fact, you know what? We missed it on purpose. We can miss penalties and still beat the likes of Notts County. Dave Williamson said, you know what? We don't even need this guy. And we hit the bar again. We don't even need you to gift us a goal. You know? We're so much better than you that I'm going to absolutely sky this and we'll go on to win the game anyway. Even more disrespectful than the griddy. Sean Rose nips in. Dave Williamson drives, beats one. Step over. Can't beat the other. One man to beat, couldn't quite do it. Giovanni Brown, I think, has run off his knock. Can't remember if you do see the injury designation above the heads of the opposition. Ethan Saint turns, shot blocked. Kabore can't run onto it. And that's a really bad challenge from El Fakiri. This could be a red. This could be a red. Oh, and it's just a yellow. It's just a yellow. I was lining up my next justification for that if it was red. It was going to be, not only do we not need a penalty, not only do we, you know, not have to take an almost certain goal from 12 yards, but we don't even need the same number of players as you. But thankfully it is just a yellow. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting out of the chair and griddying. Absolutely zero chance of that happening. It's more likely that we get promoted directly to the Premier League in today's live stream than me griddying on camera. So back out for the second half here as we search for a winning goal. Search for a goal not only to give us victory in the game, but I think to give us automatic promotion to League One at the first time of asking here in Season 1. It's a nice ball in behind, though. Jamie Burns is not going to get there. Oh, and that's a decent cross. And it's a big save from Callum Broad. Thankfully, the ball goes out of play before the county player can fire it back across goal. County look decent, to be fair. I think they probably look like the best side we've played so far today. Great ball into the feet of Ethan Saint. And Sean Rose. Can he find Saint once more? No, he can't. Instead, he'll just find Burns. We've seen Burns shoot from this kind of range before. Can't get the shot away on this occasion, though. Lots of pressure on the county goalkeeper. Jones. High Fry nicks it. Goes out for a county throw-in, though, which will go backwards. A draw, to be fair, here is not the worst result. We do still have plenty of opportunities in the episode to secure automatic promotion. But, of course, a win would make it comfortable as possible. And we're chasing first place as well. Let's not forget that. Of course, we want to secure automatic promotion first and foremost, but we'd obviously rather finish League One champions than, you know, finish second or third. So we want to put as many points on the board as possible to ensure that we manage to achieve that. Good challenge, El Fakiri. Referee waves play on after, I believe, a handball. Dave Williamson finds El Fakiri once more. There's Kabore. Beats his man. And a second. Gets the shot away and absolutely buries it. And we are ahead in the game. Thanks to a fantastic goal from Ademola Kabore. Beat one. Beat a second. Fires with the left foot across the keeper. Clinical finish. 2-1 Redmont. I have done player career mode before. I did do a Trent Alexander-Arnold player career mode on FC24. And I've considered doing a player career mode on stream. I just don't really enjoy player career mode, to be honest. I don't find it a particularly fun game mode. Williamson. Oh, can't quite make it free. And there just isn't as... There aren't as many options in player career mode as there are in manager career. El Fakiri can't turn it towards goal. And I like the idea of player career mode, but it's just I don't find it a fun game mode, to be honest. Every time I play player career mode, I wonder why I'm not just playing manager career, to be honest. The sliders are awkward as well, because you obviously need to set the game up kind of in a CPU versus CPU format. because that's obviously the bulk of what's going on. You've got kind of 11 CPU players against 10 CPU players. But then when your player actually takes control of the ball, obviously it's not CPU versus CPU anymore. So the error sliders, the pass speed sliders get a little bit strange because you want them on one value for your CPU teammates, but you want them on a whole separate value for your own user inputs. So it gets a little bit awkward then as well. If you're playing with everything on default, obviously that's not an issue. But if you're trying to get the gameplay to be as realistic as possible, then that can be an issue. So I tend to stay away from player career. Dave Williamson, back post. Oh, the keeper makes an absolute hash of it. Why he's parrying the ball away there, I have no idea. But he does so and gets away with it. And just punts the ball out of play. Who is this keeper? He is awful. He is absolute garbage. Kabore. Probably make some changes soon. We have, of course, made one already. Yusuf Chamiti leaving the field for Ethan Saint. Williamson, goal of the episode, blocked. I'm hoping Chamiti isn't too badly injured, because I would like him in the run-in at the end here of Season 1. I'd very much be interested in bringing him in permanently next season as well. Whether we're going to be able to do that, I'm not sure, because financially we are very much going to be restricted here in the early seasons. And I have a distinct feeling that Yusuf Chamiti would set us back far too much. I don't think we could make the financial commitment to bring him in permanently. Kai Fry just lays it off for Sean Rose, who curls it towards the far corner. Notts County goalkeeper just sees it wide. I think we're going to be looking at far cheaper options heading into Season 2. Of course, we will have prize money for getting promoted if and when we make it to League 1. And we are, of course, still using Buzzco's Core DNA companion tool, so those kinds of things will make a big difference. We will be inputting all the finances at the end of the season. How much money we've spent, but how much money we've made over the course of the season in terms of, you know, prize money, ticket sales and things of that nature. And if we manage to go up to League 1, of course we'll get a big boost in terms of the prize money. El Fakiri. Oh, almost beat his man with a little step over feint there. Didn't quite manage to do so. So it does look like Brown has run off whatever injury he was ailing from in the first half for County. Ethan Saint, good run. Williamson's pass, not an ideal one. And then his run is less than ideal. Not Dave Williamson's best couple of moments there. The pass was a poor one. And then he could have got in a much better area for Ethan Saint to find him. Looked clear by County. Hobbs nods it into the path of Sean Rose, and he's got space to run into. Let's have a shot from here. Ooh, that's not far off. We could have gone a little further in there before we took the shot on, but I thought, why not try one from range? Let's bring Al Fakiri off just in case he gets a second yellow. Let's bring Dave Williamson off as well. We'll give him a bit of a rest, and let's bring Bogard on for Sean Rose. Final 20 minutes or so of the game. 2-1 lead at the moment. As usual, we could do with a second, or with a third goal to re-establish a 2-goal lead. Or not to re-establish, but to establish a 2-goal lead. But we have managed to come from a goal behind in this one. The first time that we've been behind in the episode so far. Kabore blocked once more. Hobbs finds Kai Fry, who just about manages to keep himself onside. And with Williamson and Chamiti both now on the bench, or at the very least not on the pitch, don't really have options to aim for in the box anymore. Vicious shot from Kabore. We saw him almost snap the bar in two earlier. Almost broke the wrists of the County goalkeeper on this occasion. Edwards. County, of course, looking to secure promotion of their own. They're more so looking to secure themselves as a playoff team heading into the final handful of games. So they're going to want the 3 points here as much as we do. But it is Redmont who currently have the advantage. And it's going to be a County free kick. Bit of a harsh one, I think, there. Edwards will take, though. And he'll loft it up into the corner, but dealt with easily by Hobbs. County just have so many players back. They really should be committing more players forward to those kinds of situations, because they are chasing the game. Laid off for Bogard, who strikes from range. Saved by the County keeper. County are really sitting off, though, at this stage. Allowing us shots from range. And it's a big save there to keep County within touching distance heading into the final 10 minutes. Kai Fry. And it's an incredible save from Kabore this time. Managed to win the header against the odds. Turns it towards goal. An incredible reaction save. We really should have this game all wrapped up by now. And Kabore turns it towards goal again. This time it just loops onto the top of the net. Couple of really big saves there from the County keeper, Bass. And Platt now. County continuing to play out from the back. And we don't mind that so much. The less direct they play, the more time it's going to take them to work another opportunity to score. And then they eventually choose to go long when the opportunity just was not presenting itself. Hutchinson. We're going to have to go long here because there's 3 County attackers pressing Callum Broad high. Bore. Bogard. And Jamie Burns up from his left-back position in support. That's a terrible, terrible challenge and a terrible pass from Burns. Had Kabore, had Pearce, couldn't find either of them. Grant for County. Lofted into the box where Callum Broad comes out to claim. I need to cough. Oh, that snuck up on me as well. Oh, my bad. 5 minutes left to play then. County with 3 attackers high, 2 in midfield, and then 5 incredibly deep. I've not seen a team stretched quite this much. We are, of course, using the custom slider set to dictate and to control to some extent the shape of the game. So it's rare to see a team stretched quite this much, and we hit the post. We hit the woodwork again. Is that 3 times in this game? It's at least twice. But Notts County must be playing with such a deep defensive line. And because it's late in the game, they are pressing very high with their 3 strikers, or their 3 attackers at the very least. So they are very, very stretched, and that should play into our hands, but it hasn't here. And Hutchinson is beaten. Thankfully, it was one of those 3 attackers that stole the ball away, so County a little light on supporting options, and Hobbs deals with it well. And we'll find Charlie Pearce, who will not find Ethan Saint. It's a really poor pass. We had a chance there just to take the ball into Notts County's final third and just ebb away the last couple of minutes of the game, because we are 3 minutes deep into 4 of injury time with just a 1-goal lead. But County do have possession and will have the opportunity to create a final chance to equalise, but they send it backwards rather than forwards. And the referee blows his final whistle, and it is going to be another victory. We are yet to lose in today's episode, and we've picked up almost 100% of our points. A couple of draws, but we've barely dropped points in today's episode. County just did nothing with the ball. It really felt far closer than that. I'm very surprised that was 25 shots to 5. It doesn't feel like we created quite that many. It felt like County created a few more chances.
Just a quick couple of questions.
But we do come away with the 3 points. And I think, as I've said a number of times, I think that is going to be enough to secure automatic promotion. Let's check in on the table and see where we stand. But I think it's going to be looking fairly pretty. And we have Fleetwood Town next as well. And if that game wasn't enough to secure promotion, I think surely this one will be. And in fact, this one is going to go a long way to securing the League 2 title. So we'll be playing this next game against Fleetwood as well. It might be the final game of the live stream that we play. We might play one more. But County drop all the way down to 6th. We are 9 points clear of the playoffs. And we are, 20 points clear of MK Dons in 8th. So there's absolutely no way we drop out of the playoffs. It's very unlikely that we drop out of the automatic promotion places at this stage as well. 8 games left, 9 points clear. Let's go and secure the League 2 title. Chimiti is injured and will only be out for 5 days as well. So we've been unlucky with the frequency of our injuries in today's episode, but very lucky with the severity. I definitely don't think I'll have time for 3 more games. I think I'll have time for 2. And it all depends where we are
for joining us. We're going to start questions now.
in terms of the table after we play Fleetwood and Quick Sim a couple. So let's try and get 3 points against Fleetwood first things first. That's, of course, the priority. Hey, man, how's it going? I'm good, if that's your question. We are doing well, if that's your question. So either way, yeah, things are good. Let's get you up to speed in terms of what we've covered so far today. We've covered the month of March, and we have won everything except our game against Bromley, which we drew 1-1. So absolutely dominant performances. We've just beaten Notts County, and we are fixing to beat Fleetwood. Maybe we play Fleetwood and then we play MK Dons or Barrow. Or potentially we play our final game of the season against Wimbledon. We will see. We will see. But we, of course, win Manager of the Month. How are we not going to win that based on our performances in March? I assume this is for March anyway. It must be. It's not going to be for February, is it, at this stage? Ethan Saint wants to come in for Yusuf Chamiti, and I think that's entirely reasonable. He was the starting striker at the start of the season, so that makes perfect sense. Williamson will return to that advanced forward position, and Ethan Saint will come in. I think that will allow Charles Mann, to return to the bench as well. And in fact, maybe we start Charles Mann on the right-hand side for Kai. No, Kai Fry's been playing well. Fry's been playing well in today's episode. The only thing I'm concerned about rotation-wise is playing anybody that we need to play to avoid them becoming unhappy. And I think Frankie Webb may be one of those players. So let's put him on the bench. He doesn't need to start the game, but he can play a role for us today. So Fleetwood Town are prime rivals for the League 2 title. We are 6 points ahead of them with a game in hand, and we are hosting them at Redmont Arena. So a win in this game, and I think we've won League 2, basically. So strongest 11 will take the field again. It's first against second at Redmont Arena for the League 2 title. Let's go. Tips for YouTube, I would just say consistency is the first and foremost. People need to know what to expect when they click on your videos. If they know what to expect, they are more likely to click on your videos. Because if they know the kind of content you make, and they know that they like that content, they're going to watch it on a consistent basis. So make sure you know exactly the type of content that you're going to create, and make sure you create exactly that type of content. And then post consistently as well. People need to know they're getting videos from you on a consistent basis. So I think consistency is key in a couple of different aspects. That would be my biggest tip. Also, it's not that hard to be as successful as me on YouTube. You know, we're closing in on 8,000 subscribers, and I'm doing better at this stage than I thought I would be. The channel's only a year old, almost exactly a year old at this point. I think I probably started posting seriously about this time last year. So yeah, I think we're doing decent for a year in. But yeah, you can absolutely get to 8,000 subscribers on YouTube. So, is there going to be anyone in the Fleetwood side that we know? I think probably not. Almost certainly not. However, let's take a quick look at their side and see. I hate that these aren't the actual kits as well. It's the kit design, but obviously we don't play in fluorescent green and red. Although, to be fair, it doesn't look too bad. Potentially a third kit for next season, the fluorescent green and red. Matty Virtue, actually, I do know. I missed the defenders. James Bolton, Reece Bennett. Kind of ring a bell. Ronan Coughlin on the bench maybe rings a bell. Matty Virtue, though, I certainly know. Other than that, not a clue. But 90 minutes stand between us and almost certainly the League One title. Who is this guy? Meepo. Gets a yellow card early, but he is rapid. Adamipo Udabeko. I'm getting him on the shortlist after this game because Ethan Saint was breaking forward there and he got absolutely run down. It looks like he has a real face as well. Remind me after this game in case I forget. Meepo Udabeko. He is being added to our shortlist because if we go up to League One, we're going to be looking for some budget options to add to the side. And if well, I mean, to be fair, Fleetwood are probably going to go up as well by the looks of it. So maybe that wouldn't be the most realistic option. But we'll get him scouted and we'll add him to the shortlist anyway, because it took literally half a second for me to be blown away by his pace. Broom drives forward for Fleetwood. El Fakiri beaten. And here is Meepo. Pulls it back across goal, and it's a big save from Callum Broad, who continues to be tested early. We continue to get off to slow starts in these games, and we continue to rely on our number one to keep us in it. Ethan Saint. Dave Williamson gets a shot away of his own, but blocked. This one's going to be a tasty one. You can already tell. This one is going to be a back and forth affair, I think. Mayer for Fleetwood. Bonds. Already you can tell that Fleetwood have far more attacking intent than Notts County had. And that's a nice pass in behind. Lofted up towards the back post. And Stokes deals with it well. It would have been offside, and it is offside. I would much prefer to have played the advantage there, because we had a counter-attack on. But never mind. Burns. El Fakiri on the far side, into the feet of Saint and Williamson, and nicely worked into the path of El Fakiri, who cuts inside. Williamson once more, one touch, straight at the keeper. Unfortunately, straight at the keeper. Lobbed up towards Corey Hutchinson, who's beaten by the Fleetwood striker. Does enough to send the ball backwards though, and he does manage to regain his position at the centre of our defence. And he cuts the ball out well. Kai Fry finds Kabore into the path of Sean Rose, who's pressured by the Fleetwood man dropping back into midfield. Hobbs. Kabore again. Williamson again. Been involved a lot early in the game. Loses out there though. Active defending by Fleetwood. Quite the opposite that we saw in the last game against Notts County. They were very passive. They just sat off. They allowed us space and time. Fleetwood Town certainly not allowing us the same. Big shot from Kai Fry goes over though. Lobbed up towards midfield where Sean Rose can't win the header. El Fakiri. And there's Meepo again. He really does look good. Corey Hutchinson heads clear. He's going to drop to Sean Rose. He's going to look for El Fakiri on the far side. And the ball does just about make it there. Hobbs. And Kai Fry into the channel. Needed to hug that touchline a little more. His run was too narrow. He was drifting towards the centre of the pitch rather than towards the touchline. Matty Virtue finds Onabeko. And it's Hunt at left midfield for Fleetwood Town. Corey Hutchinson heads not quite away. Jordan Hobbs does deal with the second ball. Williamson loses out again. Too slow to release. He's been involved early a lot, Williamson, but his involvements haven't been particularly impactful. And Meepo puts it wide. We really do need to get Williamson not more involved, but we just need to see we just need to see better play when he gets the ball. Drops it into the path of Ethan Saint this time. Can't quite find him though. And knocked up towards the Fleetwood striker. Does look like it's going to be difficult for either team to take the lead in this game as well. And it's another game where a draw really wouldn't be the worst result. I think if we can just avoid losing in these last couple of months of the season, I think we're going to put ourselves in a very good position to win the league. And certainly to get automatically promoted. So I think we try and avoid losing. But again, a win obviously is going to be ideal, because a win just makes things far more comfortable. A win is obviously 3 times as good as a draw. But we're going to have to come from behind again to secure that win, because we avoided going behind first really for a long time in today's episode. But we've gone behind first for a second consecutive game, as Harrott opens the scoring for Fleetwood Town. A tidy finish on the volley. Callum Broad beating at his near post. He's got to do better there. And Kean Harrott does not gritty on this occasion. So we're not even getting the assistance there, because we have nothing to anger us. We have no additional motivation on this occasion. It's just a regular celebration. Ethan Saint equalises immediately with the goal of the episode. What a finish from Ethan Saint. And it's kind of a half gritty. It's kind of a half gritty there. He had the binoculars. He didn't have the rest of it. What a finish from Ethan Saint though. He's been threatening to score a goal like that a couple of times in the episode so far. Kind of picking it up on the left-hand side of the box and curling it towards that far corner. And if anybody's going to put the ball in the back of the net from that kind of situation, it is Ethan Saint. And the experienced, the diminutive Scotsman pulls us level in this game. And that's a great challenge from Sean Rose to win the ball back. The Fleetwood midfielder took a tumble, and the Fleetwood defender's backing off. Ethan Saint can't beat him though. So as we said earlier, we do have some decent depth up front now with the addition of Yusuf Chamiti. So although Chamiti is injured and has been in great form, we have Ethan Saint to come back into the side. Headed clear by El Fakiri. Ethan Saint once more. Couple of step overs. Lays it off for El Fakiri, who pulls it back across goal towards Saint. It's going to fall for Sean Rose, who's going to let fly. And what a save. I thought we had enough power on that shot to beat the keeper. But he flies across to his right-hand side and parries the ball clear. And Sean Rose will put it in towards Williamson. And there's going to be a free kick here for some reason. Matty Virtue injured now. What game were you watching? I think you said you were going to go watch the Premier League. What game is on tonight? I'm sure I remember seeing it advertised, but I can't remember who's playing tonight. We are doing very well, though. We are basically playing against Fleetwood Town for the League One title. If we win this game, it's very unlikely that we don't win the title. And we do currently... Or it's currently 1-1. We don't have the lead. We equalised 2 minutes after Fleetwood Town scored the opener. We do have momentum at the very least. That's a nice ball into the path of Odebaker, and it's parried away at the near post by Callum Broad. And Sean Rose is going to collect a booking. But this challenge, probably fair enough. Fleetwood deliver the corner. Turn towards goal. Callum Broad comes out to claim. And he rolls it out. How would rolling possibly be what I was looking to do there? I hate that you can't choose between rolling and throwing overarm. It should be so simple. Like, just make L... You know, make the bumper an A overarm. Make just A underarm. Something like that. Unless they do that, and I'll just have no idea. Blocked by the wall. Not as far as I'm aware, though. I think you can disperse the ball using A, and I believe the game just decides whether it's underarm or overarm. But it so rarely makes the right decision. I was trying to throw the ball up towards the centre circle, and there were a number of players in the way. Obviously, I want that to be overarm. Williamson. Great run from Kai Fry. Great ball from Williamson. Kabore on the edge of the box. Lofts it up towards El Fakiri at the back post. Headed clear. Jamie Burns will drift inside and let fly. And he will see Ethan Saint's goal. And he will raise Ethan Saint's goal. He will say, anything you can do, I can do better. And that's why we have Jamie Burns on false back. So that he can pick up those exact kind of positions. And he can provide some additional attacking support, whether it's by slipping the ball through to the likes of Dave Williamson or Ethan Saint, or whether it's taking advantage of the lack of engagement from the defensive line and letting fly himself. So for a second consecutive game, we have gone behind first, but for a second consecutive game, we have come back to take the lead. Sean Rose, El Fakiri, Williamson, one more to Fry. We wanted to backheel first time there. Brighton Southampton. That doesn't actually ring a bell. I had no idea that was the game tonight. Sounds like it should be a decent one though, but of course you never really know with football, do you? Sometimes games that seem on paper like they should be pretty interesting just don't turn out that way. El Fakiri can't quite find Williamson. I really like Brighton as well, though. Brighton are a side that we almost used instead of Crystal Palace. I believe actually it was Brighton Crystal Palace in the final, wasn't it? You guys voted for who you wanted to see. And it was Crystal Palace who edged out Brighton. But Brighton would have been a really good option as well. I really like Bart Verbruggen. I think he's such a good young keeper. Jordan Hobbs. Kabore. I do like to play in goal when I play football. I've always played in goal. So I do have a bit of a soft spot for keepers. And I really like Bart Verbruggen in particular. Oh my god, I thought that was top bins. I thought that was top bins. Kabore getting in on the action as Meepo leaves the field. I guess he's injured. It's a shame. Well, not for us. It's a shame for Fleetwood because he's been pretty bright. He's looked really good. However, certainly not a shame for us. We're probably relieved, if anything, to see him leave the field. Bore, Rose. And the half-time whistle goes. And we do have a 1-goal lead. We do have a 1-goal lead at half-time. But it has been kind of all Fleetwood, to be honest. Dominating us in possession. And they have had an additional shot on goal as well. So we will have to work hard to secure this victory in the second half. Fleetwood probably can feel a little hard done by to be a goal down at half-time. I'm not sure they deserve to be in the lead, but probably deserve to be level at the very least. Although we did have a number of opportunities ourselves in the first half. Forced a couple of really big saves from their keeper. And we did have a couple of shots flash wide as well. Dave Williamson, couple to his right, one of whom is Kabore, who surely secures the victory. We are just 2 minutes into the second half. But with a 2-goal lead, our fancy is to go on and win this game, of course. Win probability must surely be significantly in our favour now. And Fleetwood were engaged, were active defensively in the first half. In the first 25 to 30 minutes or so at the very least. But they seem to be dropping off a lot more again now. And that's kind of what's led to each of the goals today, really. But in addition to Kabore, we had Kai Fry up in support there as well. So even if Kabore didn't manage to get the shot away, it's kind of a rugby scenario. You just one more pass. And we would have been able to get the shot away with Kai Fry. Sean Rose finds El Fakiri. Jamie Burns again runs into trouble. That's a problem with having him on false back. On those kinds of occasions where we've got the overlapping run, he does tend to drift towards the centre of the pitch instead. Which is fair enough, to be honest. Hutchinson just stands him up, but it's an offside anyway. And maybe we wouldn't quite go 7-1, but we'll get as close as we possibly can. Kai Fry. Dave Williamson into that channel that we like to hit so often. I think we're going to be able to find Ethan Saint here, and we do. And it's wide. Needed to pull that further across. More towards that far post than the near post. But decent enough effort. Does look like another goal could be coming. I keep forgetting to put man of the match as well in the chat for people to vote on. Namdi El Fakiri rides the bad challenge. Stokes finds Kabore. Hobbs. Williamson. Good run from Kai Fry, who's in behind. Finds Williamson once more. And it's another incredible save. How many incredible saves are we going to be seeing from the CPU keepers today? There's another one. Broom picks up a booking, though. His face looks good. He's going to fall for Kabore. Was going to take the shot on. Instead, I was going to try and find Ethan Saint there. Didn't manage to do either. Well intervened by Kai Fry. Doesn't fall for him, unfortunately. Mayer finds Bonds. Good challenge from Kabore in centre midfield. Williamson finds Saint. Williamson once more. Beats his man. Again, we've got two across. One of whom is Kabore. The keeper clears, though. And Ethan Saint continues. And it is going to be a corner. Which Sean Rose will deliver. Headed clear by Fleetwood. We'll go short on this occasion to Ethan Saint. Sean Rose into the box. Dealt with well, to be fair. I was kind of playing for a penalty there, to be honest. Kai Fry. Kabore. And Sean Rose. And there's Jamie Burns. He's going to have another go. Wide this time. Couldn't match his effort in the first half. Medley finds Bennett. Half an hour to play. And a 2-goal advantage. Looks like it's going to give us all 3 points. And looks like it's going to secure League One football. And potentially the League Two title. We'll have to see how the Quick Sim treats us. It's been treating us well today, to be fair. We've had a number of good results in the Quick Sim. Just 2 points dropped in the whole episode so far. Hobbs is beaten, though. Parrott, the goal scorer for Fleetwood. Cut out well by Hutchinson. Rose. El Fakiri. Immediately up to Saint, who tries to spread the ball wide to Kai Fry, but doesn't get enough on it. Those ones are difficult to judge sometimes with these League Two players. In the Crystal Palace save, that would have flown into that channel. Let's take a bit of adjustment sometimes between the two series. And here's Harrott once more. And Fleetwood have a goal back. We said this was going to be a back and forth one. And it certainly has been back and forth. Fleetwood Town took the lead. 3 unanswered goals from us saw us go 3-1 up. But Fleetwood back in it now. Just a goal down as Harrott searches for a hat-trick here in the second half. And we search for another goal to re-establish that 2-goal advantage. Kai Fry looks for Williamson. Immediately finds Saint. And he puts it wide. That was the opportunity immediately. Just like in the first half. As soon as Fleetwood Town scored their first goal, we had the equaliser. And it looked as though we were going to score moments after conceding again. But Ethan Saint put it wide somehow. Missed a couple of sitters like that today. Less than ideal. Helm finds Harat. Good challenge from Hutchinson yet again. Continues to play incredibly well. And what a challenge that is from Kai Fry. And he keeps the ball in play. There's Ethan Saint. Has a chance to make up for his mistake. And he does. Emphatic finish. What a challenge from Hutchinson. Immediately finds Kai Fry, who plays a perfect pass into the feet of Ethan Saint, who grabs his second goal of the game. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that it's almost 2025. I remember when I remember the millennium. I remember when it turned 2000. I wasn't particularly old at the time, but I was old enough to remember it. So the fact that it's now 2025 is insane. But you cannot halt the progress of time, unfortunately. Kabore, good challenge. Jamie Burns the same. Namdi El Fakiri just trundles forward. I was trying to do a skill move there. It just didn't take. I don't know how to do skill moves. I just don't. I just don't understand. I don't have that coordination for some reason. When it comes to buttons and triggers, fine. When it comes to joysticks, I just forget I have opposable thumbs. It's insane. I don't really understand either. So I'll kind of look at the instructions for the skill moves. And so, you know, maybe it'll be like flick right on the right stick to do a certain skill move. But does that mean flick the stick to the right? Or does that mean flick it to the right of the player? Because those are two different things. Williamson makes it 4. 5. Makes it 5, of course. Ethan Saint had already made it 4. Williamson makes it 5. And we are walking to the League One title. I called it. I called it, to be fair. I called it in episode 1. We're going to walk the league, I believe, for my exact words. And we are doing exactly that. But yeah, flicking the right stick to the right and flicking it to the right of the player are two different things. If I flick the stick to the right, then it's going to be backwards for the player. We are currently kicking from right to left. So if I flick the stick to the right, then it's backwards according to the orientation of Kai Fry. So if I'm supposed to flick it to Kai Fry's right, then I need to flick the right stick up. Williamson, can he grab another? Is it going to be 7? Parried away at the near post. So yeah, that confuses me too. I don't know what the orientation is. I imagine you could probably even change the orientation in the settings and have it play a relative or absolute. How is that a goal? How is that possibly a goal? I mean, I'm not complaining. It's 6-2. Dave Williamson with another. Is that his hat-trick or is that 2 for him as well? I think it's just 2 for him as well. But how on earth has that gone in? Kai Fry nods it down to Sean Rose, who just lobs it into the box. The keeper and the defender just do nothing. And how is that not offside as well? I mean, the defender is clearly keeping him on there. But Dave Williamson is 2 yards from goal. And he's not offside somehow. And yet somehow, I mean, the goalkeeper and the defender are close enough to keep him onside, but somehow they're not close enough to deal with the cross from Sean Rose. But it looks as though it could be 7. It's not going to be 7-1. It could well be 7-2. Fleetwood absolutely falling to pieces here in the final moments of the game. And Kai Fry is going to drive and find Dave Williamson, who will find Ethan Saint, looking to make it 7. Kai Fry on the right-hand side. Not the best pass from Ethan Saint. Ethan Saint gets the shot away, blocked. El Fakiri. Is that going to go in? That's gone in! We've scored with a cross, and it is 7. How is that a goal? The Dave Williamson one was confusing. That one even more so. I've scored with the X button. Absolutely unreal scenes at Redmont Arena. Ethan Saint's shot blocked. Just a chipped cross from El Fakiri. It hits the post. I thought it was going to come back off the post. But it does trundle, wriggle into the net. Absolute scenes at Redmont Arena. First against second, but it's not close. And it's been a back and forth affair, or it was a back and forth affair for the first hour or so of the game. But from that point forward, it's just been fourth. We have absolutely dominated Fleetwood Town in the last 15 minutes or so. And it's 7-2. We want 8. Oh, God. It's going to be 7-3. Big save, Callum Broad. The sea's just absolutely parted there, though. And then scuffed wide as Harat continues to look for his hat-trick. Absolutely wild. Kai Fry. And Fleetwood Town somehow are still pushing for a goal in this game. Committing bodies forward. I have no idea why when they are 5 goals down with a minute to play. Broom. Almost dispossessed by Jamie Burns. And it does look like Harat is going to get his hat-trick, and he's not. Oh, it was offside anyway. Yeah, fake shot is one of the skill moves that I can manage. But it never comes off. They never seem to work. Williamson, can we make it 8? There, I mean, I accidentally did a fake shot there. Williamson with the fake shot that I didn't intend. Oh, what a ball. And for the third time, Harat is going to get his hat-trick. No, he's not. Callum Broad intent on not being the keeper to allow a hat-trick. Harat really could have had 5 in this one. Ethan Saint. Can we get one more? No. Nowhere near strong enough. Hobbs lofts it forward. 4 minutes of 5 added have elapsed. Oh, that's less than ideal for Fleetwood. Williamson, will he square it? Yes, he will, but it's kicked away by the Fleetwood keeper. Maybe Williamson should have taken the shot on himself. Did Williamson get a hat-trick? He didn't. I don't see him going to grab the match ball, so he can't have grabbed the hat-trick. Must have been 2 for Williamson, 2 for Saint. Oh, no, of course, it was 2 for Williamson, 2 for Saint. We had Kabore, we had Burns, we had El Fakiri. That was the 7. Incredible performance. Caesars waltz to victory and Notts County lose again, this time to Salford.
Just got a couple of questions for you regarding the match.
So, once more, let's check on the table. And then we'll be quick simming a couple of games here.
Thank you for your...
In the middle of April. But let's just take stock before we do so. So, we are, of course, top of the league. We have a game in hand over Fleetwood, who are in second, and we have a 9-point advantage, and we have 7 games left to play. So, we certainly haven't mathematically secured the League League 2 title just yet. However, we have put ourselves in a very, very commanding position. Have we mathematically secured automatic promotion? We are 11 points ahead of Barrow, and they still have 7 games left to play. So, yeah, no, we certainly haven't mathematically secured automatic promotion. But again, we've put ourselves in a incredibly commanding position. It's tough to see how we don't go up automatically now, even if we're not even if we technically haven't guaranteed it just yet. We've all but guaranteed it. Did I see Dave Williamson with the... Oh, it's player of the match. I thought that was player of the month. Unfortunately not. Couple of important games coming up at the end of this month. I want the calendar rather than the league table. In the form of MK Dons and Barrow, who are both looking for promotion this season. Barrow in 4th position. MK Dons, I think, towards the bottom end of the playoff places, or maybe just outside. So, depending on how these next 2 or 3 games go, we may play one more here in the month of April. We've only really got time for one more game in today's episode, though. So, we're going to have to pick it wisely, because we do still need to go over all of the statistics and things like that to end the season. Let's just go with our strongest 11. Actually, is Chimiti available again for this one? Because if he is, I'll probably put him back into the side in place of Ethan Saint. And Chimiti is fit again, so let's put him back into the side. And I might actually put Seymour back in just because he does seem to be complaining fairly often about his role in the side. So Walsall also succumb. 4-1 this time. Williamson grabs a couple. Chimiti grabs another. Rose grabs another. Let's have a look at the Chimiti's valuation. Yeah, I think the final home game would be a good suggestion. Again, it does depend how the next couple of games go. And Barrow are chasing us down, so maybe we'll need to play that game. And in fact, Barrow is our final home game. So maybe we do that. We'll play one more game this season, and we'll make it Barrow. So our final home game. It's again a team that are chasing us down for an automatic promotion place. And then we'll quick sim the remaining fixtures. I think that sounds good. So let's just check on the value of Chimiti, because I really wouldn't mind bringing him in on a permanent deal. And he is, yeah, he's worth 5.5. He's far too valuable. We're never going to be able to afford that in League One. It's kind of championship money, lower end of the championship. we could be spending that much. But certainly not when we're in League 2 or even League 1. So let's get to Newport County as well. And again, we'll probably rotate the side a little for this one. Well, I mean, you've just started in the previous game. So I'm not sure why he's so desperate to start again. But I mean, he's in good form. So why not start Chimiti again? Let's also put... So I played Seymour in the last game. I want to put Webb into the side for this one. Actually, it should probably be in place of Kabore rather than Rose. Rose up to a 68 overall. And I will also put Charles Mann in for Kai Fry. So Newport County, still undefeated on the episode. Still undefeated. It continues. 2-1 over Newport County. Sean Rose does get a goal, as does Dave Williamson. So Sean Rose pays us back for trusting in him rather than Kabore, despite Kabore's flamboyant, fantastic finish in the previous game. MK Dons are up next in just 2 days' time, so we'll see how those training plans set us up for this one. This will be a real test if the all-out energy and the all-out performance are too much. Blake Bird does seem to be back from injury as well. So, yeah, I mean, look, 2 days rest and everybody's green. Everybody's green. All-out energy, all-out performance, too much. Let's scale it back. So, yeah, I mean, I think we just send the strongest 11 out again. It's been serving us well. And we drop points again, however, just 2 of them. We don't drop all 3. Yusuf Chimiti on the score sheet yet again. So, Barrow up next in 4 days. I can't even be bothered to talk to Kabore, really. Put it back on the side for the next one, though. So, Barrow up next in 4 days. Barrow are 3rd in the table. So, we've already beaten Fleetwood in 2nd. Taken on Barrow in 3rd. And this, I think, will mathematically secure the League One title for us. If it's not secure already after those quick sim games. We have 4 games left to play. And we have a 12-point lead over Fleetwood Town, who only have 2 games left to play. So we are certainly guaranteed an automatic promotion place. And now we have a game in hand over Gillingham. They actually had a game in hand over us for a little while. And we have a 9-point lead over Gillingham as well, with 3 games left to play. And we have a much, much better goal difference than them. So I think already we have secured automatic promotion. If Barrow beat us, they would go to 79. But we have a much better goal difference than them as well. They would go to 79 with 3 games left to play. If we beat Barrow, we win the league. It's as simple as that. So, let's go do that. Redmont Arena, once more. We'll go back with Chimiti on the left. And I think we'll just go with the strongest 11. I think we'll go with Saint rather than Pierce on the bench. Let's... Oh, and Blake Bird wants to come back into the side. That's actually fair enough for this one. To be fair, sharpness actually is maybe not quite as high as I thought. We've got players in the 80s. We've got El Fakiri in the 60s. Chimiti in the 60s. We've got a lot of players in kind of mid-80s in terms of sharpness. So actually, maybe it's not so bad with the all-out game plans, or training plans, rather. Oh, Blake Bird isn't actually yet fit to return. Because it's one thing to have full energy, but I just want to avoid having full energy and full sharpness the entire time. We have green sharpness, but it's only just green, really. Let's skip the press conference this time. So, final game that we're going to be playing here in the live stream and here in Season 1. A win will secure the League One title for us. However, even if we don't win, really it's almost elementary at this stage. It's going to be routine, I think, to secure the League One title. But we make it easy. We make it comfortable. We make it certain with a victory here over Barrow. So let's try and get exactly that. So, back out at Redmont Arena, but for the final time here in Season 1. As Chimiti steals the ball away immediately. This is a promising start. Dave Williamson is not onside. That would have been the ideal start to the game. Kai Fry with the perfect ball in behind. And Dave Williamson, again, I mean, I guess he's offside by his head this time, rather than just his hands. If that was just his hands, I would have been incredibly frustrated. Kabore drives forward. Little loose in terms of the touch there. Close control, less than ideal in that particular situation. Newbie finds Schmal. Some interesting names here in the Barrow starting 11. And Brandon Stokes allows it to fall. Looked as though he was going to be able to head the ball clear there. Just didn't. Thankfully, Callum Broad does collect. Hutchinson finds Fry. Jordan Hobbs on the overlap. Dave Williamson in the channel once more. It's a loose pass. I've said that on a number of occasions from Dave Williamson, really. Namdi El Fakiri. Good run into the channel for Chimiti. Chimiti cuts inside. Finds Sean Rose. There's Kabore. Shoots from range but blocked. Barrow on the counter. We do enough to delay it at the very least. Nice pass up to Telford though. Stokes gets the foot in. El Fakiri on the left. Chimiti once more. Again, I mean, I've said it every game so far, really, but a draw wouldn't be the worst result here. If we can just avoid losing, that really is enough. But the victory is, of course, what we're searching for and what we will be striving to get. I don't think we have to really commit ourselves. I don't think we have to open ourselves up too much. Hobbs finds Fry. Chimiti at the back post. Gets his head on it. And actually doesn't quite. Headed clear by Barrow. Looked as though Chimiti was going to have a free header there. But the Barrow defender actually got back and managed to head clear. That's a nice pass from Kabore to El Fakiri. Driven across the 6-yard box, but again headed clear by Barrow, who have defended well to start the game. But they've been forced to defend well because we put them under pressure early. So again, a bright and positive start to this one. Great challenge from Sean Rose. And it falls to Jordan Hobbs. Poor pass from Sean Rose on the second occasion, though. Kabore puts far too much on it. And the Barrow keeper just comes to claim. Looks clear by the Barrow keeper. And Stokes finds Rose. And El Fakiri beats his man. Beats the second man. Pulls it across for Chimiti. And we have the lead already. And you can't say it hasn't been coming. Chimiti being an absolute sensation on loan from Everton. Daps up the Redmont Rangers fans, as it's going to be the last time they're going to see him in a Redmont Rangers shirt. Would love to bring him back. I just don't think it's going to happen. Unless we can really get him for cheap. Unless Everton are willing to take, you know, a couple of million max. I think he's going to be out of our price range. Which is a shame. Because he's had an excellent spell on loan. He's the ideal partner to Dave Williamson. Just doubles the danger up front. It's exactly the same style of player, really. And in some cases... Hello. Barrow equalise immediately. the exact reverse of what happened in the previous game. In that game, Fleetwood Town took the lead. And we equalised immediately. This time it's Barrow who grabbed an equalising goal just 2 minutes after we score the opener. So we are back in search of the goal to give us the lead in this game. But yeah, sometimes having the same kind of players up front together can be a detriment. You're too one-dimensional. But on other occasions it can, you know, it can just be a force multiplier. It can just double the danger. You know, Dave Williamson is big, strong, quick, clinical finisher. Why not just add another player who is exactly those things? You know, Dave Williamson is a handful for defenders. Why not add another player who is a handful in the exact same way? El Fakiri. Kabore. El Fakiri once more. Wriggles through that gap. Finds Kai Fry. Lofts it up towards Williamson, who can't quite get there. Again, good football, though. We're probably playing our best football of the episode so far in this game, I would say. Very much in control. And again, we'll look for Chimiti at the back post. This time we do find him. And it's a big save from the Barrow keeper on his line. Just threw everything in front of it, really. And we've conceded a disappointing goal, but I do think these opening 25 minutes have been some of our best football. And despite playing up what I think is our best football, we could easily have been 2-1 down there. I mean, I'm saying we're playing our best football after we've just absolutely demolished a team. What was it? Was it 8-2 in the end, or was it 7? I think it was 8-2, was it not? Telford again. Hutchinson there. Can't intervene. Callum Broad, thankfully, makes a comfortable save. Jamie Burns. Sean Rose. Kai Fry tucking inside a little. We need the width on that side, though. It's not really worked in our favour, Kai Fry taking up such a narrow position. And that's a really loose pass from Brandon Stokes. Kabore just stood there waiting for it. Stokes' pass nowhere near him. Very good defender from Jamie Burns, though. And Broad lumped clear in search of Kai Fry, who's beaten in the air. Schmal, Mahoney for Barrow. Worrell up from the back. And offside. So, half an hour gone. Really should still have the lead in this game, to be honest. Good run from Kai Fry. Dave Williamson with a nice pass. Chimiti wants it at the back post. Again, we can't quite find him. Sean Rose takes it down. Jamie Burns finds Kabore, who lofts it up towards Dave Williamson. But it's cut out by Barrow. Mahoney. Twisting and turning and finding space on the Barrow right-hand side. And Hutchinson is isolated here, 2-on-1. And it's a big save from Callum Broad that keeps us level. Callum Broad has been incredible in today's episode. We've really relied on him at times, and we've relied on him again there. Because Barrow threatened to take the lead, and they've done so again there. I really didn't mean to punt that clear with Callum Broad. But we do get a free kick right on the edge of the 6-yard box. Kabore. Nope. Nowhere close. Kai Fry. That's a better pass. Too many Barrow defenders in the area, though. Really good defending again from the away side. Chimiti into the path of El Fakiri. But again, look at the defenders. 3 of them surrounding him. Kabore. By Fry on the far side, but it's a great challenge. Just cannot break Barrow down at the moment. And Barrow will break. Jamie Burns caught incredibly narrow. He steps up into midfield when we're in possession, and sometimes it takes him a while to find his defensive position at left back again. Chimiti can't win it. Burns still a little narrow for my liking. But we do manage to break with Chimiti, and he's got pace and strength. He uses both of them here. Pulls it back for Williamson. And Williamson just kind of holding his position on the edge of the box. The space was there to step into and get a shot away. Kabore tipped over by the keeper. Hey man, how's it going? I've had a decent day. Yeah, not too bad as far as Fridays go. How about you? Rose into the box. Kabore blocks. We'll take another corner. And we'll take it short to Kai Fry. Sean Rose with a better angle. Not a better cross though. And it does fall for Chimiti, who puts it over. Tries the ambitious, flamboyant finish. Gets it all wrong. Couple of minutes to go until half time then. Like we said, a draw, not the worst result. But we would be relying on the quick sim. That's a great ball. And Barrow have the lead. A draw wouldn't be the worst result, but a loss obviously would. I mean, it goes without saying. A loss is literally... And he griddies. He's griddied. Let's go. I think we have to be happy with the griddy, because it spurred us on to a win on the last occasion when the Notts County player griddied against us. Barrow have done it again here through Telford. And again, all you've done is make me angry. That has to be punished. Every time you griddy, we turn it on. So we're going to step up into our attacking game plan. We are going to equalise in this game. We are going to grab the winner. Probably not going to be until the second half here. But we are not leaving Redmont Arena without 3 points. Kabore can't win it back, but Jamie Burns can. I don't think we're going to get a final attack in here in the first half. We actually might, to be fair. If Chimiti gets on the end of this, which he doesn't. So we are going to go to half-time with a 1-goal deficit. But that griddy means we are coming back out in the second half with fire in our belly and 3 points in the crosshairs. El Fakiri lofts it up back in towards Dave Williamson. Knocked down from Kai Fry. And Adamola Kabore forces a big save from the Barrow keeper, who has to hook the ball clear. Jamie Burns wins the header, but I'd probably rather he didn't. Do like the fact that he's managed to steal the ball away there, though. But we do have Jamie Burns in a position to cross with his right foot, which is not exactly what we want. And Williamson gives the ball away. He's been poor, really, today, Williamson. He scored quite a few goals still. But it's not been his best performances overall. El Fakiri. Sean Rose. El Fakiri once more. Jamie Burns. Kabore. And there's Williamson. Hobbs. Nicely worked. Some good possession here from Redmont. You have to make the pressure tell, though. You have to make it productive. Guy Fry. Chimiti at the back post. There's the equaliser. We knew it was coming. As soon as we saw the greedy, we knew it was coming. And we've got, what, the best part of 35, 40 minutes to find a winner. Guy Fry with the assist. You shift Chimiti with the strength. Doesn't even have to jump. Doesn't even have to jump, and he wins the header. 2 more goals for Chimiti in this one. searching for a hat-trick. Ethan Saint, Dave Williamson, both searching for a hat-trick against Fleetwood. Neither of them managed it. We'll see if Yusuf Chamiti can go one better here and grab a third goal. El Fakiri, make a run, Williamson. Why are you just standing and staring at me? Kai Fry pulls it back. I mean, I would have liked Williamson or Chamiti just to hold their position there. They both make runs into the box. Vassell for Barrow. Sean Rose comes across, but that just allows Mahoney to find his teammate inside. Sean Rose can't win it back. And El Fakiri steals the ball away again, takes a tumble. But it does leave Williamson one-on-one. And he beats two Barrow defenders and sets Kai Fry away. And a big save from the Barrow keeper keeps things level. Williamson looking to return the favour to Kai Fry, who set him up for a goal moments ago. Williamson looking to return the favour and turn provider for Kai Fry. El Fakiri with the feet and the shot from range. Blocked and out for a corner. The pressure again starting to mount. Yeah, realistically, based on these performances, I mean, it is League 2 to be fair. Williamson is League 2 to be fair. But yeah, these kind of performances certainly would have earned Chamiti a loan spell at a championship club next season, maybe, if not a shot at the Everton first team. But I mean, I think it wouldn't be too unrealistic to buy him if Everton were willing to let him go for fairly cheap. So I think that has to be something we consider at the very least. El Fakiri providing the pressure. Maybe we'll make a couple of changes next time the ball goes out of play. Or next time we get the opportunity. Is Chamiti going to get there? Not quite. Just punted clear by the Barrow keeper, though. Could have come out and claimed that. Kai Fry can't beat his man. So, half an hour to go. Not sure what changes we have to make on the bench, really, to be honest. I think we've got our strongest 11 out there. I think we've got our most creative, most attacking 11 out there as well. So, my bad. So, really, I wouldn't want to make changes except for tired legs. And I probably don't think we're at that stage just yet. Kabore. Kai Fry. We'll just try and cross, and we'll take a corner if we can get one. Sean Rose brings it down. Let's rip. Blocked. Mahoney again for Barrow. Inside to Worrell. Schmal again. Nice ball up to Telford, the goal scorer. Good challenge from Stokes. And the linesman was flagging for a foul there. Barrow play on with the referee's advantage. I'm not even really sure how that was a free kick to Barrow. Nice ball into the channel. Chamiti cuts inside. Finds Kai Fry at the back post. There's a bit too much on the cross. Williamson and Fry both lining up at the back post. But there was too much on the cross from Chamiti. Good challenge. I think we would be looking forward to a game against Sunderland if Sunderland have gone down this season from the Championship to League One. I think other than that, there's not too many particularly enticing games in League One for us. Really, it would just be a case of looking to do the business on a week-to-week basis and get back-to-back promotions. But yeah, Sunderland being another North East team would be an interesting matchup. I think as Barrow make Barrow make a change here, I think we need to look into possible changes ourselves. Let's bring Chimiti off the Saint. And let's bring Charles Mann on in centre midfield. He doesn't often play here. Normally he plays out wide, particularly wide left. But we've seen him change games from that position on a number of occasions. And I think he could do it in the exact same way from a central position. So we're going to test that theory here. Ethan Saint can't beat his man. Sean Rose can't quite get the foot in either. Neither can El Fakiri. And it's Lockberg for Barrow. Good challenge from Sean Rose. Saint finds Williamson. Kai Fry. Lots of space. Ethan Saint to pull it across too. Instead he shoots. Goalkeeper makes a hash of it. Kai Fry does have his goal. And 15 minutes from time, we have a 3-2 lead against Barrow. And we may well have just secured the League 2 title here in Season 1. Really disappointing from the goalkeeper. Gets a full hand on it. Carries it into the net instead of away from danger. And we just need to guard against conceding immediately again here. We did so after our second goal in the game. And Corey Hutchinson sees that we don't concede immediately this time. So we drop back into our default game plan. We can be a little bit more conservative for the final 15 minutes or so. And we can hopefully see this game out to victory. Put our final 3 points on the board from home games this season. And leave it up to the quick sim to do the rest. Charles Mann. Ethan Saint. What a ball that is from Charles Mann. And the goalkeeper makes a save on this occasion. Really, really good from Charles Mann. He continues to play above his 61 overall. He looked like such a bang average player before the season started. I really wasn't excited about him at all. I was fairly excited about the likes of Blake Bird, Teddy Hooper. We've got a number of kind of older, experienced role players in centre midfield. Kind of attacking centre midfielders. Callum Broad with a huge save. Barrow with the follow-up. They don't take the shot on, and it's a huge save again from Callum Broad. We've needed him a number of times in today's episode, a number of times over the course of the season. None more so than on that occasion. What a huge save to keep us ahead in the game. And Hobbs heads clear at the near post. Still a lot to do in the final 10 minutes. This game is not yet won. Barrow going to have to try harder than that, though. As Broad finds Hobbs at right back. Sean Rose. Space on the far side for El Fakiri. Space on the opposite side for Kai Fry. Oh, and I just wanted to knock that down into the path of Williamson. Do we get a free kick here? We don't. That's somehow in favour of Barrow. Oh, and Hobbs has stepped up and he's missed his challenge. And Schmal skips away. He's looked all right today as well, Schmal. Lockberg. Hutchinson well positioned. Stokes the same. Broad plucks it out of the air. How many times have we seen him do that this season? Oh, nice little header on from Williamson. Looking for Kai Fry. Let's probably make a couple more changes here, actually, as we head into the final few minutes of the game. A couple of fresh legs on the pitch. I think now we'll send Charles Mann out to left midfield and we'll bring Frankie Webb on here. We will bring, I think, Elijah Hurst on at left midfield. And I think those will be our only changes. Nervous 10 minutes for sure. But those have been reduced to a nervous 3 minutes. That's all we need to see out. Ethan Saint. Frankie Webb. Dave Williamson across the near post. Goes down in the 6-yard box, and I think we've got a free kick here, and we do. Can I find whoever that is just outside the box? No. No, I can't. Actually, yes, I can. It's Kai Fry. And Ethan Saint pokes it past the far post. Offside anyway. I would love to know how much power I would have needed to put on that, just to loft it over to the player that was on the edge of the box on the far side there and have him kind of hit it on the volley. Unfortunate that Charles Mann couldn't keep that in. 30 seconds left to play of the regulation 90 though. Not sure how much added time there will be. Surely not too much. Williamson does manage to poke it to Ethan Saint. And Kai Fry finds space on the far side. Into the box. Can we secure things here? Unbelievable save on his line. Frankie Webb stole in. And from a yard out, got a header on target. Somehow it doesn't go in though. And a huge cheer from the Redmont fans as we win the ball back in defensive midfield with now 30 seconds left on the clock. 30 seconds, all that stand between us and the League 2 title. And I think that means that we're going to be winning the League 2 title. And it does. I think we're going to see the cutscene here. It does very much look like we are. So celebrating at home in front of the Redmont fans at Redmont Arena. And we are going to see the team lift the League 2 trophy. I assume we're going to lift the League 2 trophy anyway. I assume we're not just celebrating because of automatic promotion. I think we secured that a couple of games ago. Or will we see the League 2 trophy? It looks like we will. I was anticipating the Premier League trophy. That seems to be the one that's lifted on every other occasion. And I can only assume that's the League 2 trophy. I mean, it looks like it should be. It's got the League 2 ribbons on it. And Corey Hutchinson, the captain, with the trophy in his hands. Sean Rose and Callum Broad, fellow heroes of Redmont alongside them. He's got Dave Williamson behind him. And in Season 1, we are League 2 champions. We can quick sim these remaining games in full knowledge that we would definitely be going up, and we would definitely be going up as winners of League 2 here in Season 1. Almost didn't happen. We needed that final goal to secure the victory and to secure the trophy. But it was a spirited performance, resilient performance. Not quite as emphatic as some of our other performances in today's episode. But it was enough. It was enough to get the job done. Got Stokes in there as well. Hobbs has been ever present at right back. Frankie Webb trying his best to get in on the celebrations despite having played about 7 minutes of football this season in the league.
Some questions regarding the match.
But we have set out to... Oh, Dave Williamson is completely complacent, as is Sean Rose. And they've earned it, to be fair. You can be complacent for these last, what, 4 games? No, 3 games, I think. Last 3 games of the season. Be as complacent as you want. We can lose them all. It doesn't matter. So, to be fair... Yeah, three final games left to play. To be fair, we can probably we can quick sim the whole thing, to be honest. The results don't matter. El Fakiri gets team of the week at left midfield. We smash Carlisle 4-0. And Chimiti gets man of the match as well. Offer received for Lewis. I guess Lewis probably wants to leave. We win 2-1 against Swindon. So even in the ultra quick sim, we still can't lose. Let's actually stop and see what Chimiti's banging on about. He keeps knocking on the door. Where is he? Not sure what's going to happen now, but I've really enjoyed my loan spell at the club. I hope we can make it a permanent deal. Me too. However, It's unlikely. It's unlikely. Let's, oh, so Theo Sadler we can sell. We've got an offer for Theo Sadler for 85k. He's 32 years old and a 49 overall. Absolutely, you can have him. I wanted also to put Chimo on the shortlist. League 2, and he played for... Who did he play for, though? Not Tranmere. It wasn't Tranmere, was it? It wasn't Tranmere. Who did we play after Tranmere? It wasn't Notts County. We didn't play MK Dons. Was it Fleetwood? This was him, wasn't it? Odubeko. Yeah, that was him. And he's only 22. So we're adding him to the shortlist and we'll get him scouted ahead of Season 3. I assume Ellis Lewis has submitted a transfer request. Already more trophies than Tottenham, you say? Apparently not. Tottenham Hotspur become Europa League winners as they defeat Eintracht Frankfurt 3-1. So it's actually not already more trophies than Spurs. We are tied. One apiece. Sadler transfer talks have ended. We have no incoming offers here. So final game of Season 1 against Wimbledon, which we can quick sim. And we finally lose. We finally lose. On the final day of our League 2 season. However, the parade makes its way through Redmont. Hans Newman atop the bus. The League 2 trophy atop the bus. Yusuf Chamiti atop the bus as well. He is still there in his Redmont shirt. He's going to be hanging on to that for as long as possible. Because it may be the last time he's able to wear it. It may be the last Redmont Rangers shirt that he ever has. We'll be changing the home shirts heading into Season 2, by the way. We tend to change, we tend to alternate between home and away. The third kit changes every year. But we'll switch between home and away kits. In alternating seasons. But let's finish up by checking out the table, checking out the stats, and looking ahead to Season 2. So we do finish atop League 1. Nope. Top League 2. With 90 points. 7 points more than second place Gillingham. But it will be Gillingham and Barrow who join us in League 1 for certain. And then it will be one of Fleetwood, Wimbledon, Notts County, and Tranmere. So Harrogate Town really fell away and will actually be going down and will no longer be a Football League side heading into Season 2. We obviously didn't have much success in the cup competitions this year, but we did in the league score 82 goals, far and away the highest scorers in the league. Almost 2 goals a game is not bad at all, and we conceded 44, which is fewer than 1 per game. It is quite a few goals though, considering where we are in the table. Gillingham conceded less. Wimbledon conceded less. Notts County conceded the same number, but a massive plus 38 goal difference. And that is thanks to... Will we be able to see the total stats in here? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Sometimes they just reset to 0. But it looks like we are going to be able to. Yeah, so Dave Williamson chips in with 26 goals and 7 assists, 22 of which came in League 2, where he had a 7.08 average rating. Incredible season for Williamson. Sean Rose with 12 goals and 10 assists is fantastic from centre midfield. Chamiti in just 19 games got 11 goals and 3 assists and a massive 7.22 average rating. We have to bring him in if we can. I don't think we'll be able to, but we have to try our best. Kabore scores 7 goals, 3 assists. Saint gets 7 and 4. Was injured for part of the season. Kai Fry with a massive 11 assists. Might lead League 2 in assists. Charles Mann with a decent contribution. 9 assists from El Fakiri as well is going to be up there in terms of the assist leaders. And Jamie Burns in that false back, left back position crops up with 5 assists. So let's check on the top scorers and the top assisters in League 2. Dave Williamson misses out on the Golden Boot by just 2 goals, which goes to Chris Long of Crewe. Anybody else on the list from Redmont? We do have Sean Rose there on 12 as well, down in 19th. We do have the top 2 assisters in League 2, though. Sean Rose and Kai Fry both tied for 10 assists in their respective games this year. And we may have me top of the clean sheets as well, and we are. So we get the Golden Glove. We get the top 2 assisters. We are 3rd in terms of goals scored, or the Golden Boot at the very least. Let's see who's coming down into League 2 as well from League 1, because that will be relevant in terms of who we're playing next season. Laji Ramazani, will he not be too highly rated for us heading into League 1? We could also check who's coming down from the Championship into League 1 as well, actually. So Mansfield, Bristol, Wigan and Crawley go down from League 1 into League 2. And we will also be taking on Sunderland don't go down. Derby, Oxford and Bristol City will be going down. Interesting. Luton, Burnley secure promotion from the Championship. Leeds, Hull, Middlesbrough, West Brom. So let's get Laji Ramazani on the shortlist as well, just in case. But I think he'll be too highly rated for us, I would imagine. And probably too expensive, but we'll take a look. So that will do it for... Oh no, we lost a youth player. Should have been more on top of that. But prize money, we get a million. I was expecting a little bit more than that, to be honest. But we do get 1 million in prize money in League 2. That will go a long way in Buzzco's Core DNA companion tool. I will be inputting all of the information into Buzzco's Core DNA companion tool. Maybe I will record that and include it. I will record that and I will include it in the video that I'll be putting out. In the edited video compiling all of these live streams at the end of each month. So I think I'll record that and I'll put that in there because it's kind of awkward to do it on stream. But I can certainly input all the information and record that and include that within the video. So just as a reminder... yeah, I'll be compiling all 4 of the live streams into one video that will be several hours long. That'll be posted next week as soon as possible, really. I'm hoping it goes out for members on Tuesday and wide release will be on Thursday, hopefully. As I said earlier, though, it's taken quite some time to edit it down to get kind of 3.5 hours of stream down to about 40-45 minutes-ish for each live stream. So that's the plan, but we'll see how it goes. But that will do it for Season 1. Next live stream will be next Friday. That will cover the summer transfer window. That will cover August and September. And that will cover all of the important off-the-pitch things that have gone on in between as well, like Buzzco's Core DNA companion tool and like the takeover of the Redmont Rangers supporters group, who will be the ownership going into Season 2. So there'll be far more ways for you guys to get involved and make decisions that will shape the future of the club heading into Season 2. So that will do it for Season 1. An incredibly productive season. Plenty of ways to grow and develop and improve the squad and the club heading into Season 2. So stay tuned. Next live stream, next Friday, Season 2, Episode 1. Hope to see you there. Take it easy. Thanks as always for joining.